You are listening live from Erie, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Gannon University, where today the Kutztown University Golden Bear football team tries to make it 2 in a row in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference as the Golden Bears take on the Knights of Gannon University. Good morning, everyone. Matt Santos here, high atop the stadium, along with my color analyst today, the athletic director at Kutztown University, Greg Bamberger. Today, the Golden Bears of Kutztown coming off one of the most impressive wins in a couple of years, actually. Kutztown defeating nationally ranked IUP at home last week by a score of 44-7. Facing an interesting test today in the 2-0 Golden Knights of Gannon. Gannon, a victor last week over Cheney by a score of 48-0. They opened the season with a 23-7 win over Southern Connecticut State. So what exactly the Golden Bears are up against today, we're not quite sure. But if they play anything like they did last week at University Field in the 44-7 victory over IUP, they should very well give Gannon a good test here today. Greg Bamberger, welcome to KUR, Kutztown University Radio, and Golden Bears football as we head to the second road game of the season. Kutztown coming off a big win last week and a little bit of an unknown opponent here today in Gannon.
Yeah, it is. This is only our second time we've ever played them, Matt. We had a previous contest scheduled with them back in 2011, but we were fortunate to move forward to the championship game that year. It's one of these games where you've got two teams that were both selected to finish fifth in their division, but have both started off very well. You know, obviously Kutztown with a huge victory last week, as you said, in my time at KU is one of the best victories we've ever had, and I'm sure Gannon's real pleased with their start, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be certainly interesting to see how these two teams match up today. Of course, Kutztown has been a bit of a surprise offensively. The defense we knew was the experienced side. Against Slippery Rock, they jumped out to a 20-0 lead. The offense was on the field for quite a bit, or off the field for quite a bit. The defense was on the field, and Slippery Rock came back and caught Kutztown in that game. But last week it was just a dominant performance by the defense and offensively. Chad Barton, his quarterback, he's leading the league, leading the nation right now in touchdowns. And we were talking before the game, Greg.
Yeah. This
is not the Kevin Morton offense of the past couple of years, the Drew Fulmer offense.
Right.
But here they are putting all kinds of points up.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, you've got to really like what Chad Barton's done, and also Cody Reed has started off to have a great year, and of course Anthony Kelly. Anthony Kelly, I believe, leads the country in touchdown catches with 6. Had 4 last week against IUP to set or tie a university record, Kutztown record. So offensively, I think they're real pleased with where they are right now. I think we saw from game 1 to game 2 a definite more diversity, I guess I should say, in the offense than what we saw the first night. And defensively, I think we knew they'd be strong. I mean, they had a lot of young kids last year. Those players are all back. Even though we gave up 37 points against Slippery Rock, I do believe they were satisfied with the defensive performance. They hit us with a couple of big plays late in the game, and that really makes it look like it wasn't a great effort. And then, of course, last week's effort defensively was phenomenal. I mean, the only touchdown by IUP was a little quarterback sneak late, in the first half. Other than that, they just dominated on the line of scrimmage and defensively. So, we'll see what happen. I had a chance to talk to Coach Clements earlier in the week, and I said, what do they look like? What does Gannon look like? He said, big, fast, and strong. So,
yeah,
we'll see. That's what they are. You see the captains coming across the field, and the quarterback 6'7", but he kind of has to be because his entire offensive line is 6'5" or taller. So it is definitely a bigger players than what we've seen maybe the last couple of weeks, but that's why we play the game.
Absolutely. The Gannon University Golden Knights look like this offensively. The quarterback is Liam Nodler, the running back Brock Jones, the wideouts Justin Calise, Justin Ham, and Brendan Klemensick. The tight end is Alex O'Donnell. Up front, the tackles on the left side, Matt Andre. On the right side, Kelson Patterson. The guards, left guard is Alex Davis. The right guard is Randy Toth. And the center is Brandon Peacock. Defensively for the Golden Knights, the defensive tackle will be Trenton Donald, the nose guard, Quahim Marshall, the defensive end, Chris Dollard, the Knight, who will serve as sort of the weak side linebacker, Luke Ranke. The other linebackers are Joshua Weichelt and Nico Mendita. The cornerback is Tavon Bailey. The safety, Mike Zanders, Mike Phillips, and Mike Ascarino. And the cornerback, Kalen Chavis. The Golden Knights are coached by Mark Rizicki. And they enter the game, as we mentioned, with a 2, and it's Brad Rizicki, actually. And Gannon, as we said, has outscored its opponent 71-7 in the first 2 games, 48-0 over Cheney last week. Let's take a look at the Golden Bears starting lineups, and here's Greg.
Yeah,
Greg?
Just to say that Gannon has won the toss and elected to defer, so we'll get a chance to see that Kutztown offense here to start the game. And, of course, Chad Barton, as we mentioned, will lead the team at quarterback, running back Darrell Scott, fullback Jarvis Cummings, wide receivers Kellen Williams and Cody Reed. I mentioned, of course, you'll see Anthony Kelly a lot because we do run a lot of 3 wide and 4 wide sets. Offensive line, Jordan Morgan at left tackle, Peter Finnegan Jr. at right tackle, tight end number 87, Anthony Castillo. The guards are Mike Nowak, and the right guard's a young man I know well, Greg Bamberger Jr., and the center is Ben Kreger. Defensively for Kutztown, defensive ends, Zach Greenwald and Mike Gallagher are both real quality players on the edge. They've done a great job this year. Defensive tackles Tyrone Brown and Eric Condren. Linebackers led Sam Dugan, who leads the team in tackles. In the middle, strong linebacker Zach Delp. Corners, English P.A. and Daryl Mintz. And the safeties, we list 3 of them, Kurt Kenny, Jalen Nieves, and Drake Brumfield.
And, of course, the Golden Bears are coached by Jim Clements, the head coach in his first season, coming to KU from Delaware Valley. He won his first game last week. He's 1-1. Deep for the Golden Bears, James Waugh. And number 28, Eric Serenkowski.
Local Schuylkill Valley High School.
Karch Holland will kick it away for Gannon. Here is an end-over-end kick. It'll be taken by James Waugh back at the 3-yard line on the far side, up to the 10-15, cuts back the 20, and he's going to be gang tackled there at the 25, and that's where the Golden Bear offense will go to work.
Yeah, looked like at the beginning of a nice return there, and then Gannon did a nice job of kind of squeezing him off and heading him to the sidelines there to take him down about the 20, right at the 25. They've got it spotted.
Gannon wearing all maroon. Their colors are maroon and gold. They go with more of a yellow gold compared to the old metallic gold of the Golden Bears. White helmets for Gannon with the GU logo on the side. Kutztown wearing the road white jerseys with the gold pants, maroon numerals, maroon trims, gold helmets with the Bear logo on the right side of the helmet. Paws will be added to the left for accomplishments. Here's a handoff. This looks to be Darrell Scott, who takes it into the pile and gets about 2 yards.
Yeah, nice job by the inside of the Gannon defense that time. I know that in talking to Coach Clements earlier in the week, he does want to really try to establish the run game. Gannon does come out in like what they call a 30-stack defense, so he does feel we're going to try to establish some run, but first one was only successful for a couple yards.
Hurry up here. Slot to the near side, 2 backs, split alongside Chad Barton, working out of the shotgun. He fires it out to the right side, and he completes it, but it is short of the first down to number 82 of the Golden Bears. That is Kellen Williams, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3 yards.
Yeah, nice quick set there, 3-step drop, and put yourself in a good 3rd and 3 situation, which, offensively, being a former offensive coordinator, you kind of can do whatever you want here. It's a good situation to be in with only 3 yards to go.
3rd down and 3. Receiver split to the far side. Here is a handoff to Scott, right side. He has room, and he dives toward that first down marker. He has it at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, nice job by the right side of the line. There was a little change in the starting lineup, I just noticed. Number 73, Brian Robbins, is in at right guard for the Golden Bears. Did a nice job on the right side over there.
1st and 10 for Kutztown, double wing. Barton working out of the shotgun. A shift by the running back. It's Scott. He's going to fire it out complete to Reed on the near side, and Reed takes it up close to the 40-yard line where he is stacked up. The officials for today, the referee is Jimmy Burks, the umpire Jim Kaufman, the head linesman Scott Jones, the line judge Robert Geist, the field judge John Galante, the side judge Doug Donnelly, and the back judge is Anthony Ganzak.
you do see a lot of similarities in this offense from what we saw in the past, but as some people may or may not know, our offensive coordinator was Drew Fulmer's offensive coordinator at Millersville, so you will see some similarities to what we've done in the past here.
2nd and 6, there's a handoff to Scott, and Scott takes it into the pile. He'll get maybe a yard.
Good stop there by the number 44, Luke Rankle, the night linebacker. Hit him right as he pretty much got the ball at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 5 on the 41-yard line.
Big 3rd down and 5 for the Golden Bears, and they will go with an empty backfield. 4 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Kutztown moving from right to left here in the first quarter. Barton fires, completes it on the near side for a 1st down and more, down to the 46-yard line. Once again, his target was Kellen Williams.
Yeah, similar to a play just a few minutes ago, but the nice job by Kutztown kind of overloading the field side with 4 receivers and just throwing it to the single receiver side to get the 1st down. It's good timing by Chad and Kellen on that.
12:18 to go, no score here, just underway, Gannon and Kutztown. This game will count in the PSAC standings. Receivers to the far side, handoff to Scott. He tries the right side, he spins, and he's brought down for a loss of 4 yards back to midfield.
Yeah, Chris Walker, the nose guard, popped right through there on the right side. They might have been slanting a little bit to that direction. Look, as you can see, they are trying to establish the run. The first few plays, early in the series, we're trying to run the ball a little bit. That one obviously didn't turn out very well. Now that we're sitting here at 2nd and 14.
2nd and 14 from midfield. Trips to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Barton with Scott as his sole setback, working out of the shotgun. He fires incomplete on the near side. That was intended for number 80, Nathan Hollander, the freshman from Clark Summit.
Yeah, now obviously we're sitting here in a definite passing situation at 3rd and 14. We'll have to see what we can do to keep this drive. It's been a nice drive so far. I mean, we're keeping the ball. We're moving it down the field. But try to get a big conversion here if we can.
Barton back to pass, stepping up in the pocket, fires it into traffic, incomplete, intended for Cody Reed, but he was at least triple covered and would have been short of the 1st down.
Yeah, again, in conversations with Coach Clements early in the week, they like to go to what they call they rush 3, cover 8, dropped 8 back in coverage. They had great protection for Chad that time. They were only rushing 3 defenders, but not a whole lot of windows down there to try to get the ball in. Ball might have been a little bit behind him, too, I think.
Deutsch into punt. Kalist is deep for Gannon. Spiraling punt that's taken, and he was leveled, was Kalist, as he brought it up to the 25. Good tackle there by the Golden Bears.
Yeah, Cody Waldemeyer has always been a good special teams player for the Golden Bears. Hit him right as he caught the ball. Nice job on his coverage.
So we are on the banks of Lake Erie right here in downtown Erie, Pennsylvania. The temperature 71 degrees, but the wind is gusting from 17 to 24 miles an hour. And just saw on the weather here on AccuWeather, Greg, there's a small craft advisory out in in Lake Erie today. So
it is quite windy.
Yeah. Nice day, though, overall. 1st and 10 from the 23. Shotgun fired out complete to the far side, and there's room up the far sideline as Quad Law takes it close to a 1st down.
Yeah, again, nice little quick play. I think it's a little different offense than what the Bears have seen the first couple of weeks. I know they like to throw it. They like to attack the perimeters from what Coach Clements had mentioned to me, which, it's the first time we've seen that kind of attack.
Liam Nodler is the quarterback, and it is a 1st and 10 from the 34, 10:55 to go, no score. A lot of time for Nodler going deep down the far sideline, a man wide open, 25-20, in for the touchdown is Gannon's number 7, Justin Ham. And I'll tell you what, you saw arm strength and you saw breakaway speed there. Some kind of a breakdown there defensively for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, number 21, Drake Brumfield. I'm not sure if he was looking for some help over there or what happened, but number 7, Justin Ham got behind him and a well-thrown ball by Liam Nodler on that for the touchdown for Gannon.
The extra point attempt by Karch Holland. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and It is good. 10:45 to go here in the first quarter. Your score is Gannon 7, Kutztown nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
KU football fans, did you know that all purchases made at the new KU campus store benefit KU students? The campus store is a division of the nonprofit affiliate of Kutztown University, KUSSI. Surplus from KUSSI's operations is given back to students in the form of scholarships, student activities, and campus athletics. From improved textbooks options to KU apparel and gifts, KU Campus Store is your source for everything KU.
Back here at Gannon University Field in Erie, Kutztown, after its opening drive, stalled, punted the ball away, and it was just a few plays before Liam Nodler hit Justin Ham on a 66-yard touchdown pass. Ham had a good 15 yards on the nearest defender, and now Kutztown will have to work from behind for the first time since early in the IUP game.
Yeah, that was disappointing start for the defense. Like I said, I know that Coach says they do like to attack the perimeter, and that's attacking the perimeter right there.
Here's James Waugh out of the end zone, 10, 15, 20, and he's brought down at about the 24-yard line, and that's where the Golden Bears will have to go back to work.
Yeah, obviously that looks like the kind of offense we want to try to keep off the field. So
wow.
They kind of struck quickly there with basically a two-play drive. Hopefully Kutztown can just get sustain something here and get it chunking down the field and convert on those third downs when we need to.
Now, the other scary thing about that, Greg, is that Nodler had all day back there to throw the ball. There was no pressure on him, so he was able to set and really gun it down to his wide-open receiver. Here we go for the Golden Bears, 1st and 10 from their own 23-yard line, double wing. Barton takes the snap, fires it out, complete on the far side, and going forward for a couple of yards is Hollander.
Yeah, Hollander is a new name to the Golden Bears, freshman, I believe, wide receivers. He's done a nice. He may even be leading the team in receptions.
I believe so.
I believe so.
2nd down and 8 from the 26. Slot to the near side, backs in the eye. Here is a handoff up the middle to Waugh, and Waugh squirts forward for a couple of yards. Take a look at the...
That was 43, actually, on that carry. 43 for the Golden Bears. Terry Williams, Jr., from West Orange, New Jersey, on the carry.
That's his 7th carry of the season. He had 5 yards prior to that. Hollander, you're right, Greg. That was his 19th catch of the year, which does lead the team.
Yep.
3rd and 6 for Kutztown from its own 27. Slot to the near side, motion to the near side. Barton fires, completes it, but short of the first, but breaking away and getting the first down is Williams. On a second effort, gets the Kutztown first down.
Yeah, great effort by Kellen that time. He had 2 guys actually hit him as soon as he caught the ball, and then kept his balance and got it, squeezed up for another 4 yards to get the first down.
So right back up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the Kutztown 37. Empty backfield, trips to the near side. Barton looks to the far side. He'll tuck it, he'll run. Coming to the near side, and he's tripped up. And he may have picked up a yard.
It's close, maybe a yard. That's the second time I think we've gone to that no-back set, and it looks like Gannon's answer to that is they rush 3 and they're just going to drop back, where you see a lot of times these days people will just go with an all-out blitz. You're not seeing that here. We go to a no-back set, and it looks like Gannon's going to go ahead and just drop 8 back and try to cover all those holes. That time, obviously, there wasn't anything there, and Chad couldn't find anybody.
2nd and 9 from the 38. Trips to the far side, Barton back. He fires it underneath, complete to Hollander, who spun down at the 44-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 3 yards.
Yeah, nice protection by the offensive line that time. Chad had plenty of time to find his receiver, and now we're back in one of those downs at 3rd and 3 where you can should be able to pretty much do whatever you want. I mean, you get a lot of choices to get 3 yards.
3rd down and 3 from the 44. Trips to the near side. Williams split to the far side. Barton takes the snap, throws it out near side off the fingertips of Reed, incomplete.
That would have been a tough catch for Cody. It was out in front of him, had his hands on it, but it was also well defended by the Gannon cornerback on that side. But, you know, again, we got to try to get them down to their end zone a little bit, get them down, play the field position game, but defense obviously needs to pay attention to the long ball again on this next drive.
Deutsch into punt, back at his own 30. Kalist deep for Gannon, back at his 15. A wobbly punt that takes a Kutztown bounce and rolls inside the 20. It'll be down there at about the 18. Interestingly enough, Greg, we talked about this pregame a little bit. This is only the second meeting ever between these two programs. They first met back in 2010, shortly after Gannon joined the PSAC. That was a huge win right here for Kutztown because the Golden Bears ended up winning the game 27-24 and ended up with the top seed in the region and made their first ever trip to the NCAA playoffs the next 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later, we hosted Shepherd in our first ever playoff game at KU, and I was listening to that game and wanting that clock to tick pretty fast, and it did.
1st and 10 from the 44. The two teams were scheduled to meet in 2011, but Kutztown, of course, advanced to the title game, and so Slippery Rock came to town instead of Gannon. Gannon had to go elsewhere that weekend as the playoff system is set up. So this is only the second ever meeting. Kutztown with a 1-0 lead in the series. A carry on first down.
Nice job by the middle of the KU defense, Zach Greenwald in particular on that last play.
Brock Jones picks up a yard. It's 2nd down and 9 from the 19. Nodler out of the shotgun, hands it off underneath. A big hole this time for Jones as he takes it for first down yardage up to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, that time they found a crease up the middle. I know Coach is very pleased with his defense as far as how they've been playing the run. Obviously not on that play, but you look across the line, you've got 6'5", 6'6" all the way across the board. Makes it difficult.
Here's a flare out to the far side, complete up at the 37-yard line for a gain of about 5.
Looks like they try to do a lot of different things offensively, Matt. You know, they're running it out of pass sets or passing out of run sets.
2nd and 5 from the 37. Little movement up front. It looks like Nodler is going to come up under center. Jones coming into this game, 261 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5.3 yards per carry. Nodler passes over the middle, incomplete. He had a man, but it went through the outstretched arms of number 5 for Gannon. That is Justin Kalist.
Yeah, that little slant play, and actually that could have been a decent gainer for them, but thankfully the ball was a little bit high and away, and Kalist could not pull it in. But here's a down 3rd and 5 where, you know, defensively you just got to be looking for everything, but a stop here would be really good for the Golden Bears.
Trips to the near side. Somewhat of a stack formation as Nodler passes. A good play by English PA, who breaks it up. That would have been a first down.
Very nice play by English PA. English is one of those guys, this is, I believe, his senior year. Seems like he's been here forever. He's been a starter since he was a freshman. Has been a quality player for the Golden Bears, and he made a real nice play on that little quick hit that Gannon tried to run on the far side of the field there.
Justin Ham was the intended receiver. Cody Reed is deep for the Golden Bears, back at his 25. Into punted away for Gannon is Adam Schaefer. He is back at his 22.
Adam Schaefer, it's our assistant baseball coach.
Schaefer gets a nice end-over-end punt that chases Cody Reed all the way back, and he's not going to be able to field it. It's going to roll inside the 5-yard line.
Nice punt by Schaefer. Had some backspin on it. Looked like my 9-iron a little bit there, Matt. Maybe not. Not really. I wish my 9-iron looked like that, but had a nice backspin on it. Bounced about the 10-yard line. It kicked out of bounds about the 7-yard line. So the Golden Bears got 93 yards here. See what they can do. Establish a drive and just play the chess match a little bit.
You know, the ball will be placed at the 7. That's where it went out of bounds. It appears so far, based on the punting game, that the team heading to that east end zone has a bit of an advantage with the wind. Again, we're just 3 blocks off of Lake Erie and there is quite a wind gust coming in off the lake. 1st and 10 from the 7. Here is a handoff, and the back is Scott. He is stacked up immediately.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, I said Coach does want to try to get the run established. That's something that I know in the first game he was not pleased with our balance of run to pass. Second game was a little bit better. And I know he wants to get that established, and that'll really help with the pass game as the game goes on.
6:20 to go in the first quarter. It is Gannon 7, Kutztown nothing. Kutztown with a 2nd and 8, the ball on the 9-yard line of the Golden Bears. Barton under center, fires it out, completes it to Williams up at the 15-yard line. So a nice little gain there on 2nd down. It'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, back to that 3rd and 3 situation where you've got a lot of choices offensively. And I think that's about the 3rd time we've hit Kellen Williams on that little quick out. So obviously that's, as a former coach, we used to call that the easiest 5 yards in football. And it has been so far for the Golden Bears.
Well, the Kutztown will work from the near hash and send 4 receivers to the far side, Williams to the near side, empty backfield for Barton. He drops, firing near side, and some kind of miscommunication there between Williams and Barton. Barton was held up by the defender, and he threw it incomplete.
Well, again, we go to a no-back package, and what Gannon had done the first 2 times is they had just rushed 3 and dropped 8. That time they brought 6, and we only have 5 blockers. So one linebacker did come free up the middle, number 3, Joshua Weichelt. And like you said, just some miscommunication between Chad and Kellen Williams.
Well, Deutsch gets a nice high punt away that's going to send Khalees back to his own 41 where he'll call for a fair catch. So maybe the wind, who knows what it's doing down there. So
about a 45-yard punt.
Yeah, we should mention, Greg, your son, Greg Bamberger Jr. is starting on the offensive line down there for Kutztown. And how's he doing down there today so far?
Well, to be honest with you, he has been, but he's not playing right now, so I'm not sure why.
Okay, all right.
He did start the first 2 games. I know he's been nursing a few injuries, so not sure why he's not playing. So, like I said earlier, they've got 72, or Brian Robbins, 73, is playing in the right guard spot today. 1st and
10 from the 41. Here is a play-action handoff. Well, no, the quarterback, Nodler, took it around the far side. He faked the handoff into the middle, and he had a wide-open space on the outside, gets the 1st down and more into Kutztown territory at the 45.
Yeah, that's that read option that everybody's running these days, and Liam did a nice job with it and got himself about 15 yards there, pulled down by Drake Brumfield, I believe.
1st and 10 from the Kutztown 45. Slot to the near side. Nodler dropping back a lot of time again, throws deep. And I'll tell you what, that looked like that same play that scored the touchdown, but this time he overthrew his intended receiver, Ham, by a good distance.
Yeah, English PA on the defense over there. I'm not sure if there's a little contact. No one's really arguing about anything, but English PA had him defended that time, and it was overthrown.
I don't see Greg on the trainer's table, so I think...
No, he's on the sideline, so...
That's good news. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Slot to the near side. Nodler out of the shotgun. A big seam up the middle for Jones, who barrels his way up over the 35 to the 33-yard line, 1st down.
Yeah, tackle there by Jalen Nieves, our free safety. Jalen's had a nice start to this year, but you really don't want your free safety to be the guy making the first hit on running plays. So obviously Gannon's found some creases in there inside on the Golden Bear defense that's been doing very well against the run this year.
1st and 10, the ball at the Kutztown 33. 4:44 to go in the first quarter. Receiver split to the near side. Nodler hands it off. Another big seam. Jones, 25-20. 1st down and more as he's brought down at the 18.
Yeah, I tell you what, right now, Matt, those number 70, 74, 75, 72, and 76, basically the offensive line for Gannon's having some success right now, locking on to us.
Here is a pass complete on the near side That's going to take Gannon down over the 15 to the 14-yard line. That's a gain of 4.
Yeah, a little quick pass out there to Justin Caliste. It's a little bubble screen that we've seen 100 times at Kutztown the past few years.
Second down and 6. Slot to the far side. Jones out of the shotgun, takes the handoff, and he's wrapped up immediately by Dugan.
Dugan and Gallagher both on the tackle that time, running that read option again, and this time he handed it off, and the defense was there to stop it. But, again, big down here. If Kutztown can get the stop, hold them to a field goal attempt, that'd be a real positive for the defense.
And Dugan had a team-high 10 tackles in last week's win over IUP. Third down and 4 from the 12. Trips to the far side. Ham is on the near side. He has the only touchdown of the game. Nodler play action, fires out, complete on the far side to Caliste, and Caliste is going to have the first down at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, just a little flood pattern up there on the top side. I tell you, quarterback Nodler, he's got a nice arm. That's a long throw from the other hash to get all the way out there. That's a very long throw. And he hit it right on hit Caliste in stride, and first and goal for Gannon at the 6.
Alex Papson is in the backfield now for Gannon, who will have it first and goal at the 6. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. It is 7-0 Golden Knights. Trips to the far side. Here is a jump pass in the near corner, trying to hit Ham, and he just overthrew him, did Nodler.
Yeah, maybe our little wind off Lake Erie helped on that one. Looked like it floated on him a little bit.
It sure did. All right, second down. Kutztown needing a stop here, already trailing 7-0 here in northwestern Pennsylvania. Just about as far northwest as you can go.
Well, when the lake is 3 blocks from you, Matt, I don't think you can get much further there, buddy.
That's right. Canada is not too far. Second down and goal from the 6. Slot to the near side. Jones up the middle. Jones breaking several tackles, and he's tripped up just short of the goal line. It looks like about maybe the 1.5.
Yeah, and this is where our defense has excelled so far this year. They've done a nice job forcing people to field goals, done a nice job on goal line defense. Hopefully Kutztown can come up with another good stop here, maybe force a field goal attempt. I know they did it 3 times against Slippery Rock in similar situations earlier this year.
Short yardage formation, backs in the eye. Ham, the sole receiver. Here's a handoff to Jones, and Jones barrels in for the Gannon touchdown.
Yeah, that's the matter of them big boys just kind of pushed us out of the way there. Wow. That offensive line all goes probably the biggest group of people that we've seen this year. I mean, you're looking at 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 265 up to 300 pounds. So that's a good-sized Division II offensive line. All very similar type athletes up there, and they handled us on that play.
The extra point attempt by Holland is good, and with 2:15 to go in the first quarter, Kutztown is in the hole. It is Gannon 14, Kutztown nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
Americans enjoy 7 billion hot dogs between Memorial Day and Labor Day. But the great taste doesn't stop there for Kutztown University Golden Bear sports fans. Burke's hot dogs can be purchased at KU Athletics concession stands throughout the fall, winter, and spring. In addition to Frank's, Burke's offers a large selection of delicious Burke's branded hams, ring bologna, sausage, bacon, and deli meats, including ham, roast beef, and turkey breast. The Burke's brand is built on a long-standing tradition of providing excellent product quality and superior customer service. So the next time you're at the store or at KU for a game, choose Burke's, the official hot dog of KU Athletics.
All right, we're back here at Gannon Field. The Golden Bears, after a 1-yard run by Brock Jones, now trailing the Golden Knights 14-0, set to receive. Waugh is deep for the Golden Bears, along with number 28, Eric Sarankowski. And this will be through the end zone. Touchback.
Nice kick by Holland. You know, you mentioned, Matt, the fact we're 3 blocks from Lake Erie. Gannon's a very unique campus.
Sure is.
I mean, it's one of the only real urban campuses that we have in the PSAC. And I'm trying to run the other 15 schools through my head.
Mercyhurst, right up the road here.
But it's not really in.
It's not.
It's
You're right.
Out on the edge a little bit. And you really can't call Westchester an urban campus either.
No.
You know, not really. But it's unique. It's got some mix of the old and the new, and it's a nice addition to the PSAC.
1st and 10, Golden Bears from the 25. Erie is the only port town on the Great Lakes in the Commonwealth. Here is Barton with a lot of time, now being pressured. He has to tuck it, he has to scramble. Good coverage. He'll pick up 3 yards, Will Barton, but you got to give the Golden Knights credit there defensively.
Good coverage by the defensive backs and linebackers. Like you said, it was good protection by the offensive line, but Chad did not see anything and tucked it and got a little small gain, a little 3-yarder.
2nd and 7 from the 28. 1:55 to go here in the first quarter. It is Gannon 14, Kutztown nothing. Double wing, Barton. He rolls to the near side, looking, throws, completes it to his big target from last week. That's Anthony Kelly. And it'll be a yard short of the first.
Yeah, just short. Big down here. We got to give that defense a rest. They just had a tough series, the last series. Offense has got to try to come up with this first down and give our defense a breather and hopefully just continue this drive down the field. They're trying to just chuck and duck, as they say, just kind of chunk it down the field, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Barton will work under center. Waugh, the sole setback. 2 receivers, they're split. Here's Waugh on the handoff. He finds a seam, and he does break a tackle at the 40. He was 1 away from going all the way. First down, Golden Bears.
Yeah, he's kind of a little Darren Sproles kind of look to him. James is not the largest man on the field. We will leave it at that. But they did a great job of squeezing through the left side of the line. A hole opened up there by Jordan Morgan and Brian Robbins there on the left side. Mike Nowak. But was just a shade away from busting it for a big one.
1st and 10 from the 40, double wing. Play action. Barton dropping back, fires over the middle, incomplete behind Cody Reed.
Yeah, Chad didn't really have a chance to set his feet right there. As I mentioned, James Waugh a minute ago and his ability to sneak through the offensive line because of his stature, but sometimes that works to his disadvantage when he's trying to pass block a linebacker. So it wasn't all on James, but protection broke down on the edge there.
Double wing. Barton, he'll hand it off to Waugh, trying the near side. Waugh tucks his head and dives up over the 45 to the 46. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, again, plenty of time left in the game. We're still sitting here in the first quarter, and Coach, as I said, I mentioned a few times, really wants to try to establish the run, and we're doing that. We're busting off some 4-yard runs, some 5-yard runs, and, heck, he's got 3/4 of the game left to play. Long way to go.
3rd down and 4 from the Kutztown 46. 2 receivers split to each side. Barton working out of the shotgun. He fires, and he completes it to Hollander just short of the first down at the 49-yard line. That will likely be the last play of the quarter with 6 seconds to go and a big decision coming up here for the Golden Bears on the other side of the break. We have 1 quarter in the books. Your score is Gannon 14, Kutztown nothing. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
49.5-yard line.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're still here, Greg. It's a big 4th down call coming up for the Golden Bears. So if you're Coach Clements, you're down by 14. You got a half a yard to go. What do you do?
Well, it's one of those things as a coach is, you have to think you can gain 6 inches or half a yard, 18 inches, whatever it might be. You have to think you have the ability to do that. But all of a sudden, the other part of you starts to run through your head is, God, if we don't get it, I put my defense right back on the field. We give them only 50 yards to go, and next thing you know, it might be 21-0.
That's true.
And we don't want that to happen. So you could sit here and play the field position game, knock them down, get them down in tight to their end, make them go the length of the field. But I'd have to think you've got something in your bag of tricks you can get 18 inches on, because that's all it is. But that's why we pay the coaches the money we pay. They got to make those decisions. We don't have to make those decisions.
That's right. Well, they're still talking. It looks like the offense is talking it over there down at the 35, and he is sending Barton back out there, Greg. So,
and it may be one of those, try to draw them off sides, all that it's a common thing on 4th and short. Do the hard count. See it all the time in all levels of football to see if you can get them to jump. Oh.
There's a handoff. It is Waugh into the pile. And where they're marking it, it looks like a first down for the Golden Bears. So good news, Kutztown will continue its drive here as we begin the second quarter. The Golden Bears moving from our left to our right toward the east end zone. Matt Santos here along with Greg Bamberger in Erie, Pennsylvania. Gannon University, Gannon Field. As Kutztown is trailing Gannon 14-0 after one quarter of play. Trips to the near side, 1st and 10 from the Gannon 49. Kutztown's, I believe, their second trip into Gannon territory. Barton looking deep down the far sideline for Williams. Incomplete. He was well covered.
Yeah, again, Chad didn't have a real chance to set his feet. I mean, Gannon does like to blitz. Again, in some conversations I had with the head coach before we left on the trip yesterday, he had mentioned that they're always bringing 4, maybe 5, but you never know where they're coming from. So that makes it difficult as an offensive line and for protection to make sure you can give your quarterback a chance to set his feet. And that time he didn't really have that opportunity.
2nd and 10 from the 49, slot to the near side. Kutztown working from the far hash. Barton looking near side. Throws it high for Cody Reed and went off his fingertips and was nearly picked off by number 30, Matt Astorino.
Yeah, nice protection that time. Chad had some time. Ball just got a little high on him and just went off of Cody's fingertips. But, again, we're still sitting here in good field position. Try to come up with something to get this conversion to keep this drive going.
Some exciting news to talk about after this series. We have a stack to the near side, one to the far side, and we got a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's going to take it from 3rd and 10 to 3rd and 15, unfortunately, Matt. I believe one of our linemen got a little jumpy.
So the Golden Bears, who converted that 4th down situation, are now in a 3rd and long and need a big play to keep this drive going.
Yeah, 3rd and 15. Not a whole lot of plays on the play sheet that'll get you 15 yards guaranteed, but this could be a situation where you get a lot of it back and maybe you take another shot on 4th down again. Who knows?
Barton with trips to the near side. Williams split to the far side. He takes the snap, fires it out quickly, complete to Hollander. Hollander midfield. Hollander weaves his way up over the 45 to the 44. You're looking at now a 4th down and 5, and the punting unit will trot on for Kutztown.
Yep, I mean, you got the field position back, so you're in good shape there. Hopefully we can get a nice punt here by Andrew Deutsch and keep him pinned in there, and then defense get a chance to get a stop here.
Deutsch in to boot it away. Caliste is deep, and it's a botched snap, and Deutsch is going to be tackled back behind his own 30-yard line.
Unfortunately, it was not a great snap. It kind of floated back there to him, and it did go low between Andrew's legs. As a former coach, you always say if you're going to miss with the snap, you always miss low. Well, he did miss low, but Andrew wasn't able to get in front of it, and now they're sitting there with great field position as opposed to what we were hoping would have been great field position for the Golden Bears.
1st and 10 for Gannon at the Kutztown 29-yard line. So the special teams biting the Golden Bears there. Liam Nadler, who is 5 for 9, 92 yards and 1 touchdown. With trips to the far side, he'll hand it off. His back this time is Alex Papson, who tries the left side and gets about 4 yards.
Yeah, that's that zone read again. A good push by the left side of the Gannon offensive line. They knocked our guys back there a couple of yards. Mike Gallagher having a hard time getting off the block there.
Trips to the far side. Ham to the near side on 2nd and 6 from the 26. Nodler throws it. Oh, incomplete on the far side to Kalist.
That had the makings of a big play.
Sure did.
They had 2 blockers out there, 2 defenders, and I think if Kalist could have caught that in stride, he might have had a nice gainer. But fortunately for us, he wasn't able to handle the pass.
3rd down and 6, so a big play here for the Golden Bear defense. Papson, the sole setback, trips to the far side. Liam Nodler working out of the shotgun. He takes the snap. A lot of time, firing for the end zone. Incomplete, but flags fly all over the place.
Yeah, I think that Jalen Nieves had a little handful of the maroon jersey. You can see it from here. So I don't know if it's going to be a hold or an interference. I'm not exactly sure what they're going to call, but it will go against the Golden Bears, unfortunately.
You know, and I think there, Greg, that even if he didn't interfere, I think the ball was thrown too far. It might have been very hard to catch.
It may have been. I mean,
hard to say.
Kalista's got some good speed. He might have been able to run under it. I don't know, but he definitely had a handful of jersey there. Did they call a hold or an interference, Matt? Did you see? I didn't notice.
I didn't see, but I just heard the official say first down, so it is either way. Yeah.
I guess it doesn't really matter. Either way, it's a first down for Gannon.
1st and 10 at the 13. The home crowd really into it here for the Golden Knights. Not a huge crowd, but a very inspired crowd here at Gannon Field. 13:04 to go in the first half. It is 14-0 Gannon, and the Golden Knights are threatening again. Here's a handoff to Alex Papson, who is stacked up after a gain of maybe 1.
Yeah, nice defensive play there by number 98, Steve Plusas. Made a nice play on the zone read. And it's basically playing option football. You know, the defenders have to be able to play their responsibilities, and Steve did a nice job on that one.
2nd and 10, they're going to call it no gain. Ball still on the 13. Papson, the sole setback. Nodler working out of the shotgun. Hands it off to Papson. Papson will try the right side, and Kutztown is there defensively as a flag flies. Looked to be Nieves there on the tackle.
Yeah, nice job by the defense, stretching the run a little bit to the outside and then coming up and making the play. Flag came from the outside, so I don't know exactly. Looks like Gannon is walking backwards, so looks like it may be against them, possibly a hold. We'll see what the man in the white hat has to say here.
The hold.
Yep. Tell you, a stop here for a field goal attempt would be huge for the Golden Bears. Or turnover would be even better.
It would be. and the Golden Bears have in the first 2 games anyway, have had some success with that.
Yes, they have.
2nd down and 20 from the 23. Nodler, with a lot of time, fires over the middle. He completes it to Kalist down at the 13-yard line.
That was a nice catch by Kalist because he was very well covered by English PA. English was all over him, and it was a nice throw and catch by the quarterback and receiver for Gannon because English did have good coverage on him.
2nd and 10 from the 13. The Golden Bears desperately needing to get some pressure on Nodler.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot on that one.
Double wing. Papson, the sole setback. Nodler back. Now he's pressured, wrapped up, and sacked. I spoke just in time
receive there, man.
3 men in there defensively.
Could you do that again, please?
Sure, absolutely. Zachary Delp in on the sack. He'll get at least a half a sack on that out of Whitehall.
Sure, we got a good hold here and held him to a field goal attempt, and this could be we'll see how it goes, and maybe the Golden Bears can put together something here offensively.
This will be a 38-yard attempt for Karch Holland. The snap, the hold, the kick. It's long enough. It's high enough. It's short.
Yep, look, it went a little bit left. I think that eerie wind helped us there a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to make it, and then all of a sudden it just kind of got caught up and fell right to the left of the goalpost. So Kutztown gets a break. 10:50 to go in the first half. 14-0 Gannon. And Greg, some big news for Kutztown University Golden Bear fans on Thursday as the KU Council of Trustees have announced that on October 18th for the homecoming game, the stadium will officially be named Andre Reed Stadium, University Field at Andre Reed Stadium, and that's pretty exciting to have a Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Oh, it's very exciting to have someone achieve that level of success in America's most popular sport.
1st and 10. Here is Daryl Scott, who picks up a couple of yards. Let's see, who do we have in that carry there? 43?
Yeah, Williams again, I think.
Williams, okay.
Yep. Williams on the carry for about 4. But again, if you've noticed what the Golden Bears have been doing, a lot of first plays have been run. They're still trying to establish that run. There's plenty of time, first half, and just trying to stay balanced offensively.
Double wing on 2nd and 6 from the 24. Williams, the sole setback. Flare out complete, and the ball is brought up for a first down by Hollander to the 31. Now, getting back to October 18th, Greg, Andre Reed will be present for the dedication of Andre Reed Stadium. So fans plan now to be at homecoming. Come to all the games, of course, but if you want to see Andre Reed in person, October 18th is the date, University Field at Andre Reed Stadium. 1st and 10 from the 32. Trips to the near side. Barton firing out, completes it, and it's going to be a loss as it was just one of those flare passes over to Nathan Hollander, and he just couldn't really get any yardage out of it.
Yeah, nice play by Matt Astorino, the safety for Gannon. Fought off the block real well and made the play for a loss of 2.
Second down. Sorry, Greg.
No, I was just going to say, we are looking forward to a very exciting day on October 18th.
Oh, yeah. Here's a screen pass. Williams, near side, 35, 40. Let's see where they call him out of bounds at the 48-yard line. I like that play, Greg.
That was, very nice play. Terry Williams had tiptoed it down the sideline for about 10 yards after he got around a couple of defenders. Yeah, we're very excited about Andre's accomplishment and looking forward to just a great day when at homecoming when Bloomsburg comes to town. And like I said, please come out and support the Golden Bears and have a chance to see one of the all-time greats from KU.
Kutztown will be home next week against Cheney. It will be Family Day, a 6:05 kickoff, first ever night game for Family Day. Barton with a lot of time dropping back, looking over the middle, has a completion to Kelly. A flag is down, but Kelly takes it the distance for the touchdown. I think it looks to be against Gannon.
Yes, I think the early indication, Matt, was a hold against Gannon's defense. Great protection by the offensive line that time. Chad had plenty of time. He set his feet, made the throw, and hit Kelly in stride for another touchdown. So now he's still leading the country, at least as far as we know. We don't know what else is going on in other parts of the country, but adding to his total of touchdown catches.
Early game on the East Coast, I'm going that he's leading.
I think so. This early in the day, I'll have to agree with you there.
All right, extra point attempt by Alec Rosenfeld, who came on last week. The kick is up, and it's good. 8:56 to go in the second quarter. Your score is Gannon 14, Kutztown 7. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty Mutual is a proud partner of Kutztown University and provides you with relevant auto and home safety tips for the way you live today. And by Camillo's Italian Restaurant and Bar. Camillo's offers Monday night wing specials, a variety of outstanding Italian dishes featuring premium ingredients and specials for KU students. Camillo's, 264 Greenwich Street in Kutztown.
Back at Gannon Field in Erie, Pennsylvania, the Golden Bears are on the board. And Greg, what did you see there? I mean, obviously the protection, the guys up front did a great job giving Barton time. He stood back there all day. And Kelly, who tied the school record last week for touchdown catches in a game with 4, I mean, he busted open.
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the first time we've thrown a long ball.
Yeah.
Everything we've done since up to this point has been just little chuck and duck, little 5-yarders here, 10-yarders here, just little things. And sometimes when you do that, you kind of lull the defense to sleep a little bit. They just say, they're just going to throw short. They're going to throw short. They're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball. And then finally you take that. It's just a matter of hitting its timing. You hit it at the right time. A nice call by offensive coordinator Brad Mangle, and got this game, cut that lead in half.
Here is Law taking it at the 5-yard line, 15-20. Trying to juke his way up to about the 25. Gets out of a pile, 30, 35. He has Deutsch to beat on the near side, 45 midfield, and Deutsch from behind brings him down. That was Houdini there, Greg. Where did he come from?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sitting there watching. I'm waiting for the ball to fall on the ground because he's swinging that ball out there. And I'm thinking this is a turnover waiting to happen. And next thing you know, he comes squeezing out and coming up, running directly at us here in the press box. Definitely had him pinned in. Disappointing we couldn't get him down on the ground. But, again, I was noticing, if you were watching, Matt, how he's swinging that ball out there. I mean, that's something you got to keep an eye on because that's the guy that might be able to knock that ball loose on. But
50-yard return, 1st and 10. I mean, you got to be strong in all three phases of the game, and so far Kutztown special teams in the last few minutes have struggled. Stack on both sides for the receivers, working out of the shotgun as a man comes in motion to the near side. Nodler throws it incomplete, looking for Quad Law, the man who returned it 50 yards. Incomplete, 2nd down.
Getting a little chippy out there, Matt. See a couple of the guys. I think that touchdown by KU fired up our defense a little bit. I think the stop by our defense has got them fired up a little bit. And got some energy I see out there, especially out of our number 52, Zach Greenwald, who always plays with a lot of energy.
He sure does.
We like the way he plays.
8:37 to go in the second quarter. It's 14-7 Gannon. 2nd and 10 for the Golden Knights at the Kutztown 45. Receiver split to the far side. Nodler will throw it out to the man in motion. That is Law again. Law, 45-40. And Law gets about 7 yards. And it seems like Law is the hot guy right now. That's Kalist on the reception.
Yeah, Kalist. And that's the same one that had the kickoff return, I believe. Yeah.
I think it was Law on the kickoff
return. Was it Law?
Return.
Okay.
Yeah, Quad
okay.
Law. Yep.
Yeah,
number
Kalist, 8. They like to do that play with Kalist a lot. Looks like, little jump on Gannon there, which is good. I'll make that 3rd and 3, now be a 3rd and 8, I hope.
Well, and the Golden Bears, we got to hope that the momentum that is with them right now comes through on this play, because a stop here by the defense would be huge. You give the offense the ball back, and
you see what happens here. 3rd and 7. You know, if they don't get all of it, I mean, they're on the plus 40-yard line. So, you know, would they punt it, or, you know, they've been having a lot of success offensively. This is going to be probably 2-down territory, as they call it, for the offense for Gannon.
Could be. Good point.
Defense is going to have to be ready to stop 2 plays here, possibly.
3rd and 7 from the 42. Trips to the near side. One receiver to the far side. Nodler back. He fires, completes it out on the far side to Justin Ham for a 1st down.
Or they'll just get it in one play.
That's right. 1st and 10 at the Kutztown 34. .7:43 and counting here in the second quarter. Slot to the near side. Gannon working from the far hash. Nodler fires it out, completes it to Ham, and there immediately for the Golden Bears is number 22, Darryl Mintz, the 5'9" cornerback out of Roman Catholic in Philadelphia.
Yeah, well covered. I mean, Gannon likes to run those little quick outs on the outside, kind of like Kutztown does too, and they have been having some success, but that was well defended by Darryl. Came up and made a nice hit and kept him in a long yardage situation here.
Well, Greg Nodler's really the 3rd starting quarterback we've seen this year, and to me, he's heads and tails above the other 2.
Oh, no question about it. He is definitely throws a nice ball. He's got a nice command of what he's doing.
2nd and 10. Incomplete on the near side, intended for Kalist, in and out of his hands down at the 28. I mean, and you're talking about IUP and Slippery Rock. I mean, it's a pretty good program, so so far, Nodler he's got the arm strength, and he certainly has a presence back there in that pocket.
Well, when you're 6'7", you have nothing but presence. So.
That's right. 3rd and 10 at the 34.
Another big play here. It's kind of a 2-down territory again. Probably too long for a field goal based on what we saw the last time. So we'll see what we can do on this 3rd and potentially 4th down here.
Now they're back a lot of time. Fires it complete over the middle, and breaking away is Ham. He fumbles the ball, and it's Kutztown's ball. There's that turnover we talked about, Greg. Yep. And that stops maybe a touchdown or a field goal drive there.
Well, yeah, they were definitely close enough for a field goal if they would have stalled there, but there it is again. And you see number 7 for Gannon, the receiver, Justin Ham, just very loose with the ball, kind of as I saw out of Law a little bit ago on that kickoff return. Their ball security looks like there's potential turnovers, and we got one right there.
So the Golden Bears led it 1st and 10 at their own 16. It is 14-7 Gannon, 6:40 to go in the second quarter. Chad Barton is 14 of 21 on the day with 140 yards and a touchdown. His leading receiver right now is Nathan Hollander, 6 catches for 27 yards. Williams has 4 for 33. Rushing, it's James Waugh, 3 for 14. Trips to the far side. Barton will roll that way. He fires and throws it incomplete, intended for Hollander. Uncatchable.
Yeah, that's a tough. The right-handed quarterback rolling to his left is always a little bit difficult. You got to get your hips turned all the way around, and he really wasn't able to, and wasn't able to throw a very accurate ball there. But this is a big drive, Matt. I mean, sitting here with 6 minutes to go basically 6 minutes to go in the half, and it would be nice if we can come away with some points on this drive.
Yeah, or at least switch field position a little bit and pin Gannon back. Here's a handoff in a hole for the Golden Bear back. We'll see who that is on the carry. That is Scott.
Darryl Scott, yep.
And he's going to have about 4 or 5 yards on that, maybe 6. No, it's going to be 6, 3rd and 4 from the 22. Here's where the Golden Bears need to convert, Greg.
Absolutely need to convert here and just keep this drive going. And like I said, either get the field position switched or come away with some points at the end of a nice long drive.
Trips to the far side. Play action. Barton fires, completes it to Williams. Williams breaks free. Midfield, 40, 30. He's got Green ahead of him. Williams in for the touchdown.
No flags?
No flag. 78 yards. Wow.
Gannon brought a lot of heat that time. Nice job by the offensive line, the running backs picking up the blitz. And that was just meant to be a little slant to, maybe get the first down, and then Keller Williams just pulled through the tackle and took it the distance. So nice job responding by KU off of the turnover.
So after trailing 14-0, the Golden Bears here with a chance to tie it up, pending the extra point. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and it's good. 5:49 to go in the first half. It is Gannon 14, Kutztown 14. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
To get the most up-to-date and in-depth information about the Kutztown University Golden Bears, visit KU Athletics online at kubears.com. KUbears.com features extensive coverage for all 21 of Kutztown University's NCAA varsity sports. The website also features video content and allows fans to follow select games through live statistics. Be sure to check out the Kutztown Golden Bears at kubears.com. Go Bears, go!
So Kutztown needing just a couple of yards on 3rd down, instead gets 78 yards on a connection from Barton to Williams. And the game is now tied at 14 apiece. Kutztown was down 14-0, and frankly, Gannon had a chance to bust this open after they had the ball 1st and 10 at the Kutztown 29 after the botched punt snap.
Right.
But here we are. It's a new ball game.
Absolutely. I mean, actually, Gannon had 2 opportunities down there.
Yeah.
One on the botched punt snap, and they missed the field goal, and then on the turnover, where it very easily could be 28-0 right now. But Kutztown has definitely responded, and it'll be an interesting second half here in a few minutes.
Well, let's see if the special teams can clamp down as it's a low line drive kick. And it's Quad Law on the far side out of the end zone. And Law, this time trying to spin away, and he's stacked up at the 11-yard line. And so Kutztown will have a chance maybe to pin Gannon back here.
Yeah, great coverage that time by the kickoff coverage team. I'm thinking after the last kickoff return, there might have been a little coaching session on the sidelines for that group. And they obviously responded well to that coaching. Nice job of wrapping the defender up and making sure that he was down before so he couldn't wiggle out of there.
Well, the squib kick was great last week for Kutztown. They were using that squib kick against IUP, and IUP could not field it.
Well, I think the field conditions might have helped with that a little bit too, and the ball was a little bit wet. But it definitely disrupts timing for your kickoff return team when you do squib it like that. And that's all kickoff returns are timing up those blocks with those returns.
1st and 10 from the 12. Nodler, play action, fires it out, completes it to Quad Law, who's got the near sideline and takes it for first down yardage up to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, again, that nice little quick screen that you see a lot of teams doing today, and Gannon's had some nice success with it, knocked out of bounds after a decent game by Jalen Nieves there.
Of course, today, weather really not an issue. As we said, the temperature about 71 degrees. There is a wind gust from time to time here as we are 3 blocks from Lake Erie. But overall, a nice final Saturday of summer here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Here's a reverse, and there's a flag on the play as Khalees brings it up the near sideline, dancing his way up over the 40, chased out of bounds, but the flag is in the backfield of Gannon. Let's see what this is all about.
And looking at the reaction of the coaching staff by Gannon, it looks like it's going to be a hold or something against Gannon's offense. The coaches are not very pleased with the officials at this moment. But, yes, it looks like a hold against Gannon is the preliminary call that I saw. That was a very well-executed play, Matt. They had a lot of grass, and that was a nice gainer. But fortunately for the Golden Bears, there was a penalty against Gannon on that.
He's going to march the ball back to the Gannon 14-yard line. We have 5:05 to go.
It puts them in about a 1st and 20.
So Nodler with the slot to the far side, working from the near hash. Fires it out, completes it to Khalees on the far side. Khalees up over the 20, 25, and he's chased out of bounds at about let's see where the official spots him out of bounds. Going to spot him out of bounds before the 25, the 23.
Yep, and we've got a KU Golden Bear down a little bit.
On the far side of the field is...
Yeah, I don't know exactly who that is. He's not sure what happened to him. Sports medicine staff from Gannon, since it's on their sidelines, actually jumped in real quick until our staff could get over there. So nice hospitality by our sports medicine people from Gannon. We appreciate that, and I'm sure the young man will be okay. We'll try to get an idea who it is as soon as we can. But they've been making a steady diet of that little play there, Matt, outside, especially to Khalees. That's something that we've had a hard time stopping.
The Golden Bear player is sitting up. When we get back to action, it'll be 2nd down and 11. As the coordinator of sports medicine, Rennie Sacco, is helping up the injured Golden Bear, number 20.
Kurt Kenny. Linebacker,
yep.
Kurt Kenny.
6-foot sophomore out of Susquehanna High School in Duncannon, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, had a nice start to the year. I know he's been one thing you can say about our defense, and that we've seen the last first couple of weeks, is they will hit you, without a doubt. The game of football, physical contact is a big part of it. And our defense definitely will come and you'll know you're in a football game after you got done playing the Kutztown University defense. And Kurt's been a big part of that.
4:52 to go in the second quarter. It is Kutztown 14, Gannon 14. Gannon led this one 14-0, but the Golden Bears have stormed back. 2nd and 11 from the 23. Here's a handoff. Jones with a seam. Jones takes it up over the 30-yard line, and it's going to bring up third down and about 1 yard as they'll place it at the 33.
Yeah, it's a similar play. Now they're going a little quick set here, trying to catch us on our heels a little bit.
He's going to sneak it. Is Nodler. He pushes forward. We'll see. Well, the linesman on the far side looks like a first down.
Yeah, when you're 6'7", all you got to do is lay down, and you gain 2 yards. It's pretty simple. It's kind of what he did.
Yeah, Nodler.
He's 2 yards tall. So at 2 yards tall, it's kind of easy to get a first down when you only need a yard.
6'7", 235. He's only a junior out of Leipzig, Ohio.
Yeah.
First and 10 on the 35. Clock ticking at 4:08. Trips to the near side. Nodler. He'll hand it off to Jones. Jones tries the seam, and the Golden Bears are there after a gain of 2.
Yeah, it looks like they've kind of are really liking that little read option play that they've had some success with, and they're just trying to pop some creases in there. Well defended there by the middle of the Golden Bears defense, and got another guy cramping up. Looks like number 64, Jake Wygant, needing some assistance from sports medicine. It looks like your normal cramps that you see, but I wouldn't take that as my diagnosis.
And just a reminder, fans, the Kutztown University football team returns home next Saturday as Cheney comes to town. It will be the first PSAC East game of the year, although it will be the third conference game. Now, these West games, some of them, everyone except for Slippery Rock, counting in the standings. The Golden Bears currently 1-0 in the PSAC, trying to make it 2-0 today. Cheney coming in next week for a 6:05 kickoff, Family Day. That game, for those of you who can't make it out to the stadium, and we hope you can watch it on KU TV, which is carried on various cable outlets throughout the Lehigh Valley and Berks County, and also on WLVT PBS 39 throughout southeastern Pennsylvania.
Actually, just to clarify, the last crossover does not count because that's going to be
correct.
Obviously the championship game. So last week's game, of course, against IUP, and to this game are the only two technically Western Division games that will count in our overall standings. And, of course, as you mentioned, we'll start Eastern Conference play next week versus Cheney.
Kutztown would be at Clarion if they are not in the championship game. Here's a handoff to Jones. Jones up the middle as a helmet pops off. He works his way up to about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, Zach Greenwald came off, so Zach's got to leave the field for a play. As most people know, a new rule in college football last year, if your helmet comes off, not because of a penalty, you have to leave the field for one play. Unfortunately, it's Zach Greenwald.
3rd and 3 from the 42. Double wing as Nodler and his receivers look over to the Gannon sideline for the play. The play clock is down to 15. Nodler fires it over the middle, incomplete as it was knocked away. It was intended for Quad Law, but Kutztown was there defensively.
Yeah, very nice defense by Daryl Mintz. That's one thing that you've seen today, and I know the coach had mentioned that we're real strong up the middle with our defense, and he was a little concerned about the outsides because we haven't faced an offense like this, but English PA and Daryl Mintz, our two corners, have both provided some great man-to-man coverage, and that was another example of it there. Daryl knocking down that ball to force Gannon to punt.
Schaefer into punt. Cody Reed is back at the Kutztown 20. The Golden Bears will have plenty of time when they get the ball back. There is an end-over-end punt that's taken by Reed at the 25. He tries the near side, but he's wrapped up pretty quickly there by the Gannon special team, Jason Blose, on the coverage.
Yeah, Cody's done a nice job punt returning, and the biggest thing on punt return is catch the ball. You don't have to be a breakaway runner. I don't think we'd call Cody a breakaway guy, but no offense to Cody. But he's definitely going to catch the ball for us, and that's the biggest key in your change of possession play, like punt and punt return.
Chad Barton's numbers, 15 of 23, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10 from the Kutztown 27, trips to the near side. Barton out of the shotgun. Fires, dumps it underneath to Wah, 30, 35, spins, 40, first down, chased out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
That's 2 for 2 on screen passes. One to Terry Williams early in the earlier in the quarter, and then a nice one there to James Wah. Again, I kind of jokingly said James Wah reminds you of Darren Sproles, but it does help when you can kind of hide in there behind the linemen, and Chad did a nice job of finding him for a nice game.
And you like him when he gets into open space. 1st and 10, Barton rolling near side, completes it to Cody Reed, who spun out of bounds after a gain of 3 yards up at the Kutztown 45.
Yeah, and you also see what we've done. We didn't do this in the first game, but in the last couple of games, and you're starting to see it now offensively, we're moving the pocket. We're moving that launch point, which really helps a young quarterback like Chad Barton, and it also helps your offensive line. We've done a nice job of that here in this quarter.
Double wing play action, flares it out, complete to Reed, has a seam, midfield, over the 45, down to the 43. It'll be first down, Golden Bears, 2:14 to go. We're tied at 14, and Kutztown is threatening again.
Great play by Chad Barton. They had a linebacker come free right in Chad's face. He got rid of it at the last second. Made a nice throw out to Cody Reed. That was a nice play by quarterback Chad Barton.
Double wing, while the sole setback. Barton, he drops back, being pressured, rolling to the near side, and he throws it away, intended for Kelly, but I think he was more or less just trying to get rid of it because the rush was there.
Yeah, defensive tackle Trenton Donald for Gannon made a nice move on one of our offensive linemen and right in Chad's face, and Chad did what you have to do. Don't eat the ball, get rid of it, and let's line up to run another play. Didn't force anything. He just made a smart move and threw away the ball.
Cody Reed came limping off the field. 2nd and 10, 1:57 to go in the second quarter. Double wing.
Brett Fox just came in off the sideline.
Flare out on the far side. Hollander complete, and Hollander runs up down over the 40 to about the 37-yard line.
I think it's the first action back for Brett Fox. As most people know, he did get a small injury against Slippery Rock, did not play last week against IUP, and made the trip and was on call as Cody came jogging off the sidelines just a few minutes ago.
Oh, and you got to start respecting this receiving core. I mean, Hollander's catching them right and left. You got Kelly with the breakaway speed. Williams has done a great job, and you throw Fox in there, Greg. Got some weapons. Barton throws it incomplete, intended for Kelly. Far side.
Sitting here at 4th and 6 at the 37-yard line. Coach Clements has got a decision to make. Do we take a chance here? It's kind of too close to punt, definitely too far for a field goal. Looks like he's leaving the offense on the field. But what you mentioned, Matt, is our receiving core, as the Golden Bears call a timeout, our receiving core, probably in the most recent success of Kutztown football, has probably been one of the most consistent groups of athletes that we've had. I will give some credit, a lot of credit, to Coach Steve Heck. Steve's been with us as a part-time coach and has done a very nice job. And you go back to Elfrin Keelays and some of the names are avoiding me right now, but you think about some of our great years. You know, Kevin Morton.
Kevin Morton, guys, yeah.
You know, his guys. It was a lot of it was Kevin Morton, but obviously there's got to be somebody on the receiving end of those balls.
Absolutely. Well, let's look at some of the receiving names that.
Colby Toole, Trevor Smith, Elfrin Keelays. Of course, there's Andre Reed's name.
Josh Mastromato, one of the backs.
Eric Frazier.
Eric Frazier, yeah.
You know, I mean, you think about some of those names. We've been very fortunate to have a great run of receivers, and most recently, you've got, like you mentioned, there's 4 or 5 quality young receivers here as we're sitting here getting ready to go for it on 4th and 6 from the 37-yard line.
Well, they're going to do a stack to the near side with 3 receivers, 1 to the far side. Barton out of the shotgun on 4th down. He's rolling. He's looking. He pumps. He throws, and it's incomplete. It was almost intercepted, but it's incomplete, and just no one really open there for Barton. He tried to buy time, didn't work, and now here's Gannon with some time. You got 1:39 to go in the half. You have 3 timeouts, and you have decent field position, Greg, so you should at least be able to get a field goal attempt if you can move the ball a little bit here.
Yeah, from Gannon's perspective, they've got a lot of time. We've got a minute and a half to go, like you say, 3 timeouts. That's all the time in the world. What Kutztown tried there was try to do some kind of flood pattern. We had 2 or 3 receivers in a similar area, and Chad just couldn't get the ball in there to one of those guys.
Receivers split to either side. Nodler over the middle, a man wide open. And that is the man who had the first touchdown, Justin Ham. First down into Kutztown territory, 1st and 10 at the Golden Bears 45.
Yeah, we really need to try to not at least hold them to a field goal attempt if we can.
Nodler back, again, a lot of time, throws it, and a diving catch by Quad Law down inside the 40 at the 39.
Yeah, that was a very nice catch by number 8 for Gannon, Law. He was almost laying on the ground and stuck his hands up and caught the ball. So, very nice job.
So Gannon will take a timeout coming up at halftime. After we get through the last minute 22 here, we will have the Kutztown University halftime show with Steve Degler. Steve will be interviewing one of our Hall of Famers as we're going through our Hall of Fame inductee series. It'll be Joe Kemmerer, the former 2-time national champion wrestler for the Golden Bear wrestling team. He will be inducted with 5 other Golden Bears on November 1st before the Lock Haven game, Greg, and a nice class going in this year.
Absolutely. I think if I'm not mistaken, we have 3 first-time ballot Hall of Famers.
Yes, sir.
David Benz, Stephanie Denlinger, and, of course, as you mentioned, Joe Kemmerer, 2-time wrestling national champion, his most recent one in 2009. So we are looking forward to that day on November the 1st.
And, of course, we had Nia Adams on during our first broadcast, so you'll hear from Joe Kemmerer today. Here's Nodler, back to pass. He breaks away from the rush and slides down inside the 35-yard line. He has a Golden Knight first down.
Yeah, nice pressure there by Tyrone Brown up the middle, number 92. Had a good push, but just couldn't get enough onto Nodler to pull him down. He's kind of like a Ben Roethlisberger. He's a big man. He's hard to pull down the ground.
Here is Jones off the left side. The Golden Bears try to strip the ball, but he holds on to it and barrels his way down to the 25. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down. Inside a minute to go now. Gannon with 2 timeouts left, and they're going to let the clock tick.
Yeah, they still have plenty of time, Matt, with 48 seconds to go.
2nd and 1. Jones up the seam, a big seam. He's down inside the 10, spins inside the 5, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Gannon, down at the 3-yard line. And, wow, he just had a ton of room there, Greg.
Yeah, there was a nice crease up the middle created by those big horses up front. And now we've got Jalen Nieves jogging off the field for Kutztown. And Tyler Pratt coming into the game. Tyler, who leads the conference in interceptions with 2 in the first 2 games. Not bad for a backup free safety.
Yeah. So it's 39 seconds now. 2 timeouts left for Gannon here in the second quarter. 1st and goal from the 3. They will go with 3 receivers, will the Golden Knights. Slot to the far side. The referee's talking things over with the Gannon coaching staff at the moment. We're ready to get back to action. The sole setback for Gannon will be number 25. That's Brock Jones, who had the big carry down to the 3-yard line. Nodler working out of the shotgun. He takes the snap. And here is Jones, who basically walks his way in for the Golden Knight touchdown.
Yeah, the nice crease up the middle against Kutztown, and was able to get that touchdown. That's obviously what you don't want to happen from a Kutztown perspective. You take a chance on 4th and 6, which I think was the right decision. I mean, the momentum was on our side. All of a sudden we get that, then we're sitting here maybe going up 21-14. But, I mean, that's why you make the decisions you make, and obviously the defense wasn't able to hold on and at least hold them to a field goal there.
The extra point is no good. No good. It was pushed off to the right And there's a break for Kutztown. We're going to keep it here with 27 seconds to go.
Yeah, that point will be big in the game this close, as we know. We've been there before.
We sure have.
On both sides of it, missing extra points and getting extra points that other people missed. And I think back to some of those CW post games and those missed field goals we've had in the past. And the other one, unfortunately, that rings right fresh in my mind is a game back in, I think, 2009, East Stroudsburg, and we missed an extra point to win the game, and East Stroudsburg came back and beat us in overtime, unfortunately. So those points can be huge.
Clarion last year.
On the
road.
Yep.
Overtime loss. The Westchester game, I think that might have been impacted by the kicking game a little bit too down at Westchester.
I think it was. You see all the football fanatics and the people that are knowledgeable of football. You hear all the talk in the NFL about let's get rid of the extra point. It's a wasted play. And you saw the experimental rule this year in the NFL in preseason, kicking it from the 33 or something like that. There's our wind knocking the ball twice off the kicker's tee as we're trying to kick off here. But I think at the college level, it's not an automatic, obviously, and it still can be a big part of the result of a game. The NFL, it is almost automatic. I don't disagree with that.
20-14 Gannon with 27 seconds to go here in the first half. Here is an end-over-end kick that'll be taken at the 15-yard line. 30-35 goes number 28 for the Golden Bears, Eric Serenkowski, the freshman out of Schuylkill Valley. Now, the Golden Bears with decent field position, 22 seconds, 2 timeouts. You know, Greg, I got to think maybe you see if you can break something here on this first, whether it's a run or a short pass.
Yeah, I mean, the wind is, I believe it looks like it's at our back right now, so it'll give us a little bit.
A yellow flag.
I'm looking at the flag on top of the goalpost, too. And so if you can get a little bit here, you got 2 timeouts, you got a chance to run at least 3 plays if you handle it properly, I think. And maybe we can get ourselves into field goal position.
He's under center with backs in the eye. Here's a hand up to Scott, and Scott finds a seam up over midfield now into Gannon territory at the 46, and the Golden Bears do take an immediate timeout. So 17 seconds left and a timeout, Greg.
We got plenty of time to get ourselves at least an opportunity for a field goal here. That was a nice play. I don't know if Gannon relaxed a little bit. That always helps. But he busted off a nice 13-yard run there by Darrell, and a couple more plays, we're in field goal range.
Yeah, and the wind is certainly an on and off factor. In fact, you might hear it in the background on our microphone. Just picked up there, as we said, it's gusting from 17 to 24 miles an hour. There is a small craft advisory on the AccuWeather report here, so you never know. The Golden Bears get a few more yards and get a gust of wind behind the kick, and maybe they can make it a little closer going into halftime.
Here's the thing. Scored on 2 big passes. Do we take a chance and throw one down the field here? I mean, you're at 46-yard line.
Well, they're going again with that short yardage offense with 2 receivers, backs in the eye, and Barton under center, but maybe, it is play action.
Yep.
And he's going down the far sideline, complete, down inside the 25, and chased out of bounds inside the 15 is Anthony Kelly. 10
Very
seconds left.
Again, that's a nice play call by offensive coordinator Brad Mangle. He came up in a run set, thinking maybe we're going to hand it off again, goes play action, and hits the receiver down the sideline.
Now you hear in the background, you hear the Golden Bears are directly below our broadcast location. 1st and 10 from the 13, 10 seconds to go. Empty backfield now for Barton. Kutztown with 1 timeout. Hollander in motion. Barton out of the shotgun. He fires for the end zone. It's caught for a Golden Bear touchdown by Kellen Williams.
I guess that answers our question, Matt. Can you go down the field in 17 seconds? Only 20 seconds, only 2 timeouts. 3 nice plays, a nice run after a nice kickoff return by Eric Serenkowski. A nice run, 2 nice passes, good play calling by by the coaching staff, and this thing, we could be going in with a lead, provided this extra point works. I don't think we would have thought that about 15 minutes ago.
The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. So we have 5 seconds left now in the half. We'll keep it here. The Golden Bears taking a 21-20 lead after the extra point by Alec Rosenfeld. And I go back to the play that set that up, Greg. Again, and we saw Kutztown with the two receivers, backs in the eye, Barton under center, and the play action totally worked.
Totally worked.
Yeah.
I mean, you think they're just going to be trying to get to the field goal, and then all of a sudden you play a nice play action, a little wheel route down the sidelines, and he hits it for a nice big gainer, and then the fade to Anthony Kelly has kind of been our go-to, and that's another touchdown for Anthony. He seems to have a habit of being able to make those awkward catches. Again, He was in an awkward body position. He tweaks, he twirls himself. He's able to get his hands on the ball, and that's great for a local young man from Pottsville to be able to do that.
Okay, so it was Kelly, the 33 yards, that set up the touchdown, and then Kellen Williams in the end zone.
Both of them make those kind of catches.
They do, and it was Kelly who gave you that breakaway speed down the sideline to set up the touchdown. So Chad Barton, 21 of 32 for 299 yards and 3 touchdowns, and we still have 5 seconds to go here in the first half.
And we still have a whole half to go.
How about Kellen Williams, 6 catches, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Anthony Kelly, 3 for 91 and a touchdown. Here's a bouncer that'll be taken short by Gannon, and trying to find the seam is Alex Papson as he brings it up to the 40. And that will do it for the first half.
Yep.
And, Greg, if you're a Golden Bear fan, I mean, you trailed twice. You trailed 14-0. You trailed 20-14, and they're leading going into the half 21-20.
I tell you what, a half hour ago, Matt, I would not have guessed it. But the thing that I've seen about this team, and I'll say this, and it starts with the head coach and the coaching staff, is the games that I've seen so far, they are prepared. They don't panic. I had numerous comments from people and fans after the IUP game last week about how basically we outcoached them. Okay, our team outcoached them because our kids were in position, they were prepared, they didn't panic, and this is the first time we've seen all. My biggest concern on this one was, let's just say we went in at halftime down 14-0, down 21-0, what it very easily could have been.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Gannon turned it over there down at the end of the field. What I would wanted to see then is, okay, how are we going to respond? Because we haven't seen that yet. We've gone in 2 first games. We've gone in with big leads in both of them. Gave up the big lead in the first game. Of course, the last game, IUP, was what it was. But so that's something, if that does happen, you always want to see how's the team going to respond. Well, what we saw here is the team respond before halftime. Just stayed with what they're doing. Try to establish the run game. Hit the big play when you can. We've got those big play kids. Chad Barton at times doesn't look pretty doing it, but you know what? He gets it done. The offensive line gives him the time he needs. The coaches give him position, give him a way to move the pocket. The defense does what they have to do to stop things. They make adjustments. It's a well-coached football team, what I've seen so far. That's got to be the first reaction of what I've seen of the 2014 Golden Bears.
So our score at the half is Kutztown 21, Gannon 20. We'll be back with our halftime festivities and more. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West features everything you need for a successful trip to the Kutztown area. Located just 20 minutes from campus near Fogelsville, the Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West offers a complimentary shuttle for corporate travelers, friendly service, and complimentary high-speed wired and wireless internet access to make your trip to Allentown successful, whatever the reason for your visit. Meeting rooms, leisure facilities, and a delicious cook-to-order breakfast make the Hilton Garden Inn Allentown West the natural choice. For reservations and information, call 610-398-6645 or visit HiltonGardenInn3.Hilton.com.
Kelly's Sports is your apparel headquarters for Kutztown University Athletics, with store locations in Westchester and Reading and online stores at kellysteamsports.com. Kelly's offers simple setup, easy ordering, quick turnaround, and no hassles for athletic teams and organizations. You focus on winning games, Kelly's make sure you look good doing it. Kelly Sports, since 1972, outfitting team sports is what we do.
Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by the Kutztown Tavern, featuring contemporary American cuisine with local flair and handcrafted microbrews from the on-site Golden Avalanche Brewing Company. Visit the Kutztown Tavern, the center of downtown on Main Street. And by the Crown Plaza Reading. Enjoy an enriched hotel stay at a great value to business and leisure travelers at the Crown Plaza Reading.
Avalanche, Kutztown University's very own mascot, is available to appear at your event. Whether it's a birthday party, grand opening, or town parade, inviting Avalanche will add in extra fun and entertainment for people of all ages. Also, kids can join Avalanche's Golden Bear Cub Club, which allows them to become junior members of the KU team. Make everyone's experience golden by visiting kutztown.edu/avalanche. Once again, that's kutztown.edu/avalanche.
Back at Gannon University Field here in Erie, Pennsylvania. Halftime, the Golden Bears of KU leading Gannon by a score of 21-20. Kutztown coming from behind twice, down 14-0, tying it up at 14, down 20-14 late, and taking the lead in the final seconds. 21-20 at half. Let's send it back to the studio. Right now we have the halftime show with our host Steve Degler. He's going to interview today one of the inductees in the Kutztown University Hall of Fame on November 1st from the Kutztown Golden Bear wrestling team, Joe Kemmerer. Take it away, Steve.
Welcome back to the KU Football Halftime Report. I'm Steve Degler. The Kutztown University Athletics Hall of Fame has announced its 2014 class of inductees. The 36th annual class has 6 new members, which increases the total membership to 187 since the Hall of Fame was formed in 1977. The KU Hall of Fame ceremony will be held in the Student Recreation Center on the KU campus at 10 a.m. on Saturday, November 1st. One of the inductees this year is wrestler Joe Kemmerer, who competed at Kutztown from 2006 until 2009. Joe Kemmerer was a 2-time national champion at the 133-pound weight class in 2007 and 2009. He was Kutztown's first ever wrestling national champion and is one of 2 Golden Bears to be a 2-time national champion. He closed out his 2-season career at KU with a 60-4 record, 2 national titles, 1 regional title, and 1 PSAC title. He was the first PSAC champion at KU since 1942. In his 2009 title run, Kemmerer was 28-1 with 4 pins. Kemmerer graduated 10th on KU's all-time wins list and currently ranks 13th. Both of his seasons rank in the top 6 in single-season wins and winning percentage. Kemmerer, who transferred to KU after competing at UNC Greensboro in 2004 and 2005, was a 2-time Kutztown Male Athlete of the Year. And joining us on the KU Football Halftime Report is one of the new inductees into the KU Athletics Hall of Fame, wrestler Joe Kemmerer. Joe, thanks for taking the time and congratulations on this fantastic honor.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
What does it mean to you to say that you are now a member of Kutztown's Athletic Hall of Fame?
Well, it's a great honor to be inducted in the Kutztown Hall of Fame, and it sets a good example for my wrestlers that I have now on my team that hard work continues to pay off.
What does it take to become a national champion in wrestling?
Well, it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication. It doesn't come overnight. Wrestling's definitely one of those sports that you have to continue to work at, and if you put in enough time, you're going to see the results. But hard work and discipline, can't be a champion without them.
When you look back at your time here at Kutztown, who are some of the people that helped you get to that mark of national champion?
Well, I've had a lot of great influences in my life. The biggest 2 are my parents. Not only give me unlimited opportunities to compete and develop as a wrestler, but I've also had, great coaches my whole life since I was a little kid all the way up into college. I always had people, trying to teach me and help me and encourage me. Especially Rick Catano and Darren Tessa, my junior high and high school coaches, gave me a lot of direction and confidence. And once I got to Kutztown, all them coaches there, Coach Fisher, Cass, Belanca, Lisa, Hinkle, I mean, they were all there for me, whatever I needed, and just helped me cultivate my style, and, it paid off, and I couldn't have been at a better place.
And obviously you need some people to compete against practice-wise. How much did your teammates push you to get to that level?
Well, I had great partners in the room, John Popovich and Chris Chambers. I wrestle with those guys on a daily basis. Chris Martinez, we got in that room and we wrestled hard. I mean, we were good friends off the mat too, but on the mat, we just tried to beat each other up and make each other better, and I couldn't ask for a better group of guys.
I mentioned you spent a year competing at UNC Greensboro before coming here to Kutztown. When you look back, how good a decision was it for you to transfer to KU?
Well, it's probably one of the best decisions I ever made. I mean, I'm sure I would have been successful at Greensboro, but, I'm exactly where I want to be at today, and with all my accomplishments at KU. At first I might have thought that, there would have been regrets and things like that, but now that I'm a little bit older and I look back, that is probably one of the better decisions that I've ever made.
What made Kutztown a really good fit for you?
Well, it was closer to home. Like I said, my parents had a big influence on my wrestling life, and being in North Carolina, they didn't get to, see me much, and so it was closer to home. My parents got to see me compete. I really liked Coach Fisher and the rest of the staff, and it's just kind of the right fit for me. And I haven't really been there before since I visited the campus. The area was nice, and it just had a good feel to it.
We are visiting with former KU wrestler Joe Kemmerer, one of 6 inductees into the Kutztown University Athletics Hall of Fame in 2014. We always see, Joe, what happens on the mat and the results that you get, especially when you're a national champion. But for you, the things you had to do off the mat, the conditioning, the strength work, what was that like for you?
Well, there's obviously a lot of training that goes into wrestling, outside of scheduled practice hours. Not only do you have to condition your body, but you're also trying to make weight, and those factors always come into play. And I remember working out at the rec center quite often, trying to just put in that extra time, that extra cardio, and that extra lift. There's definitely a lot that goes into it. You have to keep your athletics and your academics all in check. At the same time, you're trying to make weight and keep your competitive edge. So wrestling's one of those sports where it's basically a lifestyle, and you're going into it not only 24 hours a day during the season, but even after the season, you should be training all summer, competing for next season.
And with that lifestyle, how much of it is mental to be able to do what you need to do in order to be successful?
There's definitely a huge aspect, mental aspect to wrestling. People always say it's probably more mental than physical, and I think I'd have to agree to that. I mean, you always see a big, strong guy who you think would be awesome, and sometimes he fails, and sometimes he's his own worst enemy out there on the mat. A lot of people freeze up, and they get nervous, and it's okay to get nervous, but you definitely have to be able to channel that nervousness into aggressiveness on the mat. And I always try to tell my wrestlers that no matter who you're wrestling, you want to wrestle your own match. You want to bring people down to your level and, take them out of their element, and that's really when you can compete the best.
If you could analyze yourself and give a scouting report on Joe Kemmerer, what made you such a tough wrestler?
Well, I definitely had a strong defense and counterattack style on my feet. I've always been that kind of wrestler. And so it was really hard to score on, and then I would kind of score off of your attacks if I were to score. So that helped me a lot by limiting the points I needed to score to win matches. And the place I'm most comfortable is on top. And once I could get out of that first period and I get on top, then I usually score a lot of my points there. And I'm comfortable on the mat underneath people. I could usually get out just about on everybody. So I was basically pretty dominant on the mat and extremely hard to score on up on my feet. If you stay in good position, you're going to be hard to score on. Basically, that's what I tell my kids all the time is it's all about position. And if you keep your position, you're going to be hard to beat.
You won 2 national titles. What's it like to be standing on top of that podium, realizing what you just accomplished?
Oh, it's great. It's I've been wrestling since I was 6 years old. So, it feels good that, all your hard work is paying off. I mean, you obviously feel accomplished through all the wins you get, as you're growing up. But basically, you shoot for that college NCAA title, and it was great. Nothing like it. Really sets the pace for my coaching and the rest of my life, gives me a perspective on, what hard work can do.
It sounds like you're still involved in the sport, but what are you doing these days?
Oh, I'm a full-time wrestling coach. I run a wrestling club and camp system at Morristown, Tennessee, called Hammer Wrestling.
And how much do you enjoy now helping the next generation of wrestlers try to accomplish what you did?
Oh, I love it. I can't imagine doing anything else. My kids have great work ethic and unlimited potential. I'm looking forward to seeing, where their careers take them, and it keeps me on the mat, and I still get to compete in the open tournaments every once in a while, and I really enjoy it.
Well, Joe, we appreciate you taking the time again. Congratulations on this great honor, and we'll see you here on campus in November.
All right, thank you very much.
Joe Kemmerer, one of 6 inductees into the 2014 class of the KU Athletics Hall of Fame. Again, the ceremony will be held in the Student Recreation Center on the KU campus at 10 a.m. on Saturday, November 1st. Thanks for listening to the KU Football Halftime Report. I'm Steve Degler. The second half kickoff comes your way in just a moment.
Nominated for Best College Radio Station at an institution with under 10,000 enrollment and winner of Best Use of Social Media, your news leader in northeastern Berks County, KUR, Kutztown.
The KUR News Time is the top of the hour. I'm Mike Regensberger. A new state law takes effect this month that's designed to fight human trafficking in Pennsylvania. Senators Andy Dinniman and Dalen Leach, co-sponsors of the legislation, call human trafficking modern-day slavery. Don Rooney has a story for us coming to us from the state capitol.
Experts estimate that as many as 60,000 people are trafficked in the U.S. each year, including American children who are used as prostitutes. Senator Andy Dinniman says a new law gives Pennsylvania its first legal definition of human trafficking and gives police and prosecutors the tools to fight it.
Starting in January 2015, every police officer, municipal police officer in this Commonwealth will receive training in human trafficking.
Senator Dalen Leach says there is still work to be done.
There's still one more bill that I have that's outstanding that we need to pass. It's the Safe Harbor Bill, which says that if you are arrested for solicitation and you're under 18 years old, there is a presumption that you were the victim of human trafficking.
Don Rooney, State Capitol.
Join the mirth and merriment of the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair as His Majesty Henry VIII supremely reigns over the revelry Saturdays and Sundays, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. through October 26th. Advanced discount tickets at PARentfair.com. Experience the fantasy of the glorious Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair.
The Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair, a kingdom for everyone.
Turnpike exit 266. Tickets at PARentfair.com. Long live the king.
Huzzah!
Monsoon Mike says a cool down following the warm-up. From KUR News, I'm Mike Regensberger.
Stop by the new KU campus store or Dixon Marketplace any Monday following a KU home football game to receive 5% off KU apparel for every touchdown the Golden Bears score. The Paul Bucks discount is offered win or lose, with a minimum discount of 15% and a maximum discount of 40%. The KU campus store and Dixon Marketplace are divisions of the nonprofit affiliate of Kutztown University, KUSSI. All purchases benefit KU students.
Osgood's Neighborhood Grill and Bar is the newest food choice in town. Located just over a mile west of the Kutztown University campus on Kutztown Road, Osgood's features amazing steaks, seafood dishes, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and chef specials, soups, chowders, and chili, pastas and light fare, sizzling starters and salads, and burgers and sandwiches. For information, visit osgoodsbarandgrill.com. It's always good at Osgoods.
Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by Mama's Delight Pizza, featuring fresh bread baked daily, fast delivery, daily specials, and online ordering. Visit Mama's 7 days a week in downtown Kutztown. And by Service Electric Cablevision, your foundation for family entertainment, offering lightning-fast, high-speed internet speeds, hundreds of TV channel choices, and crystal-clear phone service. Bundle and save today at secv.com. In addition to the online home for Kutztown University Athletics, kubears.com, there are several ways to follow the Golden Bears through social media. Find out about KU Athletics on Twitter by following @KU Golden Bears. Become a fan on Facebook by searching for and liking Kutztown University Athletics. Finally, check out how to sign up for email and mobile phone updates at kubears.com. Stay in touch with the Kutztown Golden Bears.
Welcome back to Gannon University Field in Erie, Pennsylvania. Halftime here of this Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference football matchup. The Kutztown University Golden Bears leading the Gannon University Golden Knights by a score of 21-20. Halftime stats, team stats: first down, Kutztown 14, Gannon 14. Rush yards, 24 for Kutztown, 118 for Gannon. The Golden Bears, 299 yards through the air, 180 for Gannon. Total offense, 323 yards for Kutztown, 298 for the Golden Knights. Kutztown, 2 penalties, 17 yards. Gannon, 3 for 25. 1 turnover for the Golden Knights, 0 for KU. Individually, Liam Nodler passing for Gannon, 14 of 22 for 180 yards and 1 touchdown. On the ground for the Golden Knights, Brock Jones, 13 carries, 100 yards already, 2 touchdowns, a long of 22. Nadler, 4 carries for 14. Papson, 2 for 4. Through the air, receiving Justin Kalist for Gannon, 6 catches, 42 yards. Justin Ham, 5 for 109 and a touchdown, along of 66. Quad Law, 3 for 29. For the Golden Bears, Chad Barton, the quarterback, an amazing first half, 21 of 32 for 299 yards, 3 touchdowns, a long of 78. That 78-yard touchdown to Kellen Williams is Kutztown's longest play since the 2009 season. Rushing, Darryl Scott leading the way, 8 carries for 29 yards. James Law Jr., 3 for 14. Receiving, Nathan Hollander, 7 catches for 31 yards. Kellen Williams, 6 for 124, 2 touchdowns. Anthony Kelly, 3 for 91 and a touchdown. Cody Reed, 3 for 20. Matt Santos here along with Greg Bamberger, Kutztown University's athletic director. Pat Dietrich, our engineer, back in the KUR studios on the beautiful Kutztown University campus as we get set to bring you second half action. Kutztown will kick it away as Andrew Deutsch tees it up. Here is a spiraling kick that is going to bounce at the 20 and roll out of bounds. Not good news to start.
I wonder if they'll make him kick it again. They can't take it. I believe it's at the 35 or the 40. I'm not sure what the rule is right off the top of my head, but it looks like they're just going to take it where the officials are going to give it to them. One thing to make note of, Matt, is we have the wind at our back in this quarter. That's something that could be a factor. The wind's been a little bit of a factor. It affected that one kick by Holland in the first half, and so whoever's got the wind at their back in the fourth quarter may have just a little bit of an advantage, especially with the kicking game. Yeah, they're just going to take it on the 35 after the kick out of bounds by Deutsch. One thing that affected our running yards, as you know, even though we didn't run for much, we did have a minus 26-yard running play, being a bot snap on the punt. That always goes against your running yards.
Absolutely. 1st and 10 for Gannon at its own 35. Slot to the near side. Jones on the handoff. Jukes off the left side, carries it up over the 40, and he has a nice gain of about 8 on first down.
This is the time of a game, and you do the first few minutes of the third quarter are huge. Offensively, defensively, you get that advantage. You want to make those adjustments from the first half, and then just see what happens here early in the second half.
Here is a handoff. This will be Jones up the middle. He's close to the first down. Some other scores The Kutztown University field hockey team dropped a game to Mansfield today by a score of 2-1. Kutztown falls to 3-3, 2-2 in the conference. Women's volleyball will be at Cheney in crossover action a little bit later on, and men's tennis will be at Bloomsburg in dual action, so a tough loss for Golden Bear field hockey this morning.
Yeah, I know Coach Schuing, who's a Mansfield alum, she always has a special feeling about that game. That's a disappointing loss for her team.
3rd and 1, Nodler on the sneak. He appears to have the first down around the PSAC in football action in the third quarter. Kutztown's opponent from last week, IUP, leads Lockhaven 21-3. These are all halftime scores. It's East Stroudsburg 27, Edinburgh 21, Bloomsburg 18, Mercyhurst 14, and Cal 35, Ship 14.
Yeah, I'm sure IUP had an interesting week of practice last week after Golden Bears. The Bears had a nice game against them last week, so would not want to be at Lockhaven this week. I'm sure they're ready to play. Coach Signetti does a nice job with his team.
Well, the sun is starting to pour through on the field here as Gannon moving from our right to our left. Flare out on the near side to Calise. Calise up over the 45. He almost broke it into Kutztown territory, but Dugan made a nice tackle.
Yeah, Jalen Nieves actually came up and almost forced that play right there in the backfield. It was a nice ball by Nodler to Calise. It almost was a backward pass. I'm not sure if but it was a nice little quick play to the outside. They've been running most of the game. Good effort by Nieves to try to get it stopped in the backfield.
2nd and 1 at the KU 46, slot to the far side. Jones, the sole setback, out of the shotgun. Nodler will hand it off, and Jones dives. It's going to be close.
I think he's short, Matt. I think he's short. I think he's short. They're not even going to. They're going to measure. I can't tell. I'll be honest with you. From the looks of it, I think it's first down. I hope they don't measure. I'm a little confused why the officials aren't. Well, they are going to measure now.
The ball on the Golden Knight logo.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but it looks to me like it is a first, unfortunately, for the Golden Bears. Oh, maybe not. Oh, okay.
How does it work? The last link, if it makes it there, it's a first down? Is that what I saw? I saw a game.
Yes, it was
recently.
an NFL game. I saw, or it was a
college,
Division I college game. I saw the same one. I honestly don't know. I always kind of thought it was the edge of the pole, but I don't have an answer for you, Matt.
I think that was Georgia, South Carolina, wasn't it last week?
It was it was an SEC game. I do remember that now, but I don't remember exactly what it is.
1st and 10 from the 45, slot to the near side. Gannon in KU territory. It's picked off, and there is Green in front of the Golden Bear defensive back, who's finally tackled down at the 20-yard line. That was number 22 for Kutztown, Daryl Mintz.
Yeah. Threw it right to him. I don't know if there was miscommunication with their receiver, but Daryl was the most wide-open guy, and Nodler threw it right to him. So big play by the KU defense, and we got to take advantage of this wind. And again, the early third quarter, as I was saying, is huge for the momentum of the rest of the game. We saw that indicated last week in the IUP game where we had a chance to get another touchdown or two early in the third quarter, and then that made it 34-7 and was pretty much over.
Yep.
So I'm not going to say that's the same case here, without a doubt. Gannon's a quality football team, but KU has an opportunity here to put another one on the board.
1st and 10 at the Gannon 20. Trip to the far side, pump. Barton with time goes for the end zone, a leap ball, and that was in and out of the hands of a Gannon defender. It's a good thing that wasn't picked off because Mike Phillips should have had that ball.
That was not a good decision by our quarterback there. I think that he had predetermined what he wanted to do, had great time on the play action, great protection by the offensive line, but I would say that probably was not an advisable throw. Fortunately, it's now 2nd and 10.
Double wing. Barton Looking for Hollander on the near side. Incomplete. Not very accurate on the throw there.
No, that was not. Tried to do a little quick out to the short side of the field, and the ball was a little bit low for Hollander. Couldn't quite come up with it. Definitely in field goal range, I have to think, but we really don't want to settle just for that.
11:56 to go in the third quarter. It is 21-20 Kutztown. Empty backfield. 5 receivers tripped to the far side, working from the near hash. Barton, he's being pressured. He is wrapped up, and he is sacked for an enormous loss. And now you have a tough decision here because you're probably out of field goal range.
Most definitely out of field goal. Well, I'm not going to say most definitely. Yeah, we're out of field goal range. This would be a 47, 48-yarder.
With the wind at your back.
With the wind. Looks like they're just going to go for it and see if we can get it. Just play the field position game. That's disappointing. 2 incomplete passes and then a sack, and it was only a 3-man rush. I know as a former offensive line coach, that always did frustrate me quite a bit when it's a 3-on-5 situation. I'm not sure how they get through.
4th and 22 from the 32. Barton will flare it out on the far side to Hollander. Hollander jukes one tackler, takes it down over the 25. He's chased out of bounds at the 24, where Gannon will take over on downs.
Yeah. Again, that's disappointing after a big turnover by the defense to come away with nothing there. But, definitely have the field position game and just got to, should have at least come away with at least a field goal attempt there.
Game time temperature, which was 71 degrees, has climbed to 75. Still comfortable here on this last Saturday of summer. 1st and 10 from the 24, double stack. Nodler, he'll flare it out on the far side to Caliste, and Caliste is wrapped up for a loss. English PA there for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, very well played. He avoided the block and came up and made a nice play for looks like maybe a tiny bit of a loss, but it's basically 2nd and 10.
No game. 2nd and 10.
Ball at 24. It will be trips to the near side. Jones the sole setback. 1 receiver split to the far side as Gannon works from the far hash. Moving from right to left here in the third quarter. Jones is tripped up as Kutztown is there.
Yeah, nice pressure there by Eric Condren up the middle, number 97, and then Zach Delp, I believe, 46, came in and finished him off. So well defended by the inside of the KU Golden Bear defense.
3rd and 10 from the 24. Now Greenwald comes off, Greg. So what defense will Kutztown go to here?
Well, I think they're in the same set. Number 65 just came in to substitute for him. 65 is Zach's backup, Ronnie Tomasetti.
Flag flies deep in the downfield as Nodler is sacked for a big loss, but we're going to see this is in the area of defensive holding.
I didn't see who threw it. Face mask on us. That's going to be 15 yards and an automatic first down. That's unfortunate.
That's a killer penalty because you would have had forced Gannon to punt from deep in its own territory.
One of the defensive backs just got his hands up too high and just probably just inadvertently. I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but it is, as you know, that years ago they changed those all to automatic 15-yard penalties. There's no more 5-yard face mask penalties like the old days. Officials see it; it's automatic 15, and of course automatic first down.
Well, the Golden Knights have new life here now. 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. 9:40 to go in the third quarter. Kutztown leading 21-20. Slot to the far side, and here's a handoff to Jones, who will try the right side, and he's stacked up immediately by that KU front.
I see 2 white shirts not in the tackle. That tells me that we had 10 guys on the tackle. That was a great job by the KU defense. Couldn't tell you who made the first hit, but I know there was only 2 of them not in the pile.
2nd down and 9. Ball at the 34.
I don't know why Zach Greenwald is off off the field. Maybe he has an equipment issue. Not exactly sure, but Ronnie Tomasetti's out there right now as his backup.
Double wing Nodler will hand it off underneath to number 4. That is Alex Papson, and he is stacked up for a loss of 1.
Absolutely. Tomasetti, Sam Dugan, that whole interior of that KU defense, and Eric Condren, Tyrone Brown have done a really nice job at the beginning of this year, and in this series right here, stopping the run.
3rd down and 10. The ball at the Gannon 33. Receivers stacked to either side. Working out of the shotgun. Nodler back with time. Fires, completes it over the middle for a 1st down up to the 46-yard line. That's Justin Calise.
Yeah, nice job by Nodler finding the open guy across the middle. Calise he's a weapon. He's a pretty fast dude, and nice little in route about 12 yards down the field.
And Nodler had time there again to throw.
Yes, he did.
1st and 10 from the 47. Trips to the near side. Nodler. Actually, hear the count there. Here's a handoff. Hobson up the middle, breaks several tackles, and it looks like he has another Gannon 1st down at the 42.
Actually, here comes in our 2 starting defensive ends. Gallagher and Greenwald come back in, and then now we've got a defensive lineman down. I don't know if it's the cramps or what it might be, but Tyrone Brown has a seat in the middle of the field.
And just a reminder, fans, the Golden Bear football team is home next week. A 6:05 game at University Field. As the Cheney Wolves come to town, it will be family day. So come on out to University Field. In 2 weeks, we are back on the air as Kutztown travels to Millersville. We'll be on the air at 3:50 p.m. for that broadcast right here on the Radio Voice. Here in Gannon, it is 2120 Kutztown. Very unique facility here we're playing in. We mentioned it earlier, Greg, but they play everything here. It's a turf field.
Yeah,
but there's a baseball field in the corner that I see the. What do I see? The pitcher's mound.
You got
and
baseball down
plate.
to our left. You have softball down to our right. You see soccer lines, lacrosse lines on the field. Since it is an urban campus, obviously they're landlocked, and they do the best they can to make it a multi-purpose facility.
1st and 10 from the Kutztown 42. I understand it's pretty cold up here in baseball season. There is Nodler, who completes it out on the far side. PA wraps up the receiver, Justin Ham, but not until a gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, and Ham almost pulled out of that. It was a nice job by English holding on to him, because if he would have got loose, he could have just gone the next 35 yards and finished off the play. But nice tackle by English PA on that time. Yeah, it is unique facilities here, and it does get cold. And they most recently did build an indoor recreation facility with facilities for their athletes to work out inside in the balmy winters that they have.
Real nice play action, but the pass is batted down. Incomplete.
I believe that was Zach Delp, number 46, that came free to knock that down. I'm not 100% sure, but nice job defensively. Now here's a big down. Again, they're into the wind. So this 3rd and 3, if they don't get it, what do you do? Too long for a field goal, but let's get them stopped first, I guess.
Slot to the near side. We're already at the 6:41 mark of the 3rd quarter. It's 21-20 Golden Bears as Nodler looks over to the sideline to get his play. He'll now get back in the shotgun with a slot to the near side, working from the far hash. He takes the snap, throws it complete on a little slant or a in pattern to Justin Ham, and that's going to be good for a 1st down.
Yep, just a single receiver side. Ham is a good-sized receiver. Justin is 6'3", 200 pounds, so he's a good-sized receiver for this level, and is able to get inside English for the 1st down.
And Nodler put it on the money. 1st and 10 from the 29. Here is Jones on the handoff. Jones almost broke a tackle, and he squirts underneath for about 3 yards.
Yeah, wrapped up by Sam Dixon. Sam hit him basically at the line of scrimmage, but Jones was able to wiggle past and get a few yards after contact.
2nd and 7, the ball at the 26. Slot to the near side. Again, this game does count in the PSAC East standings for the Golden Bears, so a win here would be huge with Cheney and Millersville coming up. Here's a handoff. This is Jones into the pile, spins away to the near side, and he is finally wrapped up and thrown down for no gain. But I'll tell you what, he made it scary there for a moment.
Yes, he did. But Zach Delp, Sam Dugan, you saw Daryl Mintz, Drake Brumfield come up from his safety position to help finish that off for very little to no gain.
Delp did a good job staying with him.
Yes, he did.
Out of Whitehall. 6 foot, 215-pound sophomore. 3rd down and 7 from the Kutztown 26-yard line. 5:07 and counting. Golden Bears lead by 1. Double stack. Nodler back to pass. Fires, completes it over to the middle to guess who? Justin Ham. That's a 1st down.
They're getting a steady diet of ham here, Matt. I'll tell you. If you like Ham, this is the game to be at. That's, I think, at least 3 times in this series that they've hit him on key plays for 1st downs. So, got to find a way to stop him. He definitely is a mismatch. Again, I talked about his size. He's hard to match up against.
Well, he was the beginning of the Gannon offense today when he broke open on that big reception. He has 7 catches for 122 yards, including that 66-yarder, to give Gannon a 7-0 lead. We do have an injured Golden Bear on the field as the sports medicine staff trots out to administer care. 4:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. It is 21-20, Kutztown over Gannon.
I mentioned earlier about some of the uniqueness of these facilities here, Matt, and they said they just built a brand-new student rec center attached to an old athletic building, but also you can see it to our right over here, right near the football stadium. It's got a 70-yard indoor turf field that's lined for football and other sports. So obviously with the adverse weather they get up here in late fall, early spring, it does allow the student athletes to, and all the students, to have an indoor place to get some recreation and some activity. So it's a pretty nice addition to their facilities.
That's Jalen Nieves, who walks off under his own power. 1st and 10 from the Kutztown 18. Erie, about 5.5 to 6 hours from Kutztown if you drive it straight through. The longest road trip of the year for the Golden Bears. A small contingent of KU faithful here in Erie today. Here is Brock Jones on the carry, and English PA is in there, along with Delp and several others, as he gets maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, as you see in the 3rd quarter here, we've done a real nice job with the against the run that did gash us a little bit in the 1st half, but got to stop some of those short passes now.
2nd and 9 from the 17.
Looks like he's audibling. I don't know, making some changes possibly. Nodler, that is.
Nodler, reverse around the near side is number 8, Quad Law, and the Golden Bears read it well and wrap up Law. I would say he got no gain on that.
Well, I couldn't quite see who the defender was that came up, but I did see one that was able to come up and stretch it to the sideline, so well defended by the Golden Bears. Obviously huge down here to hopefully hold them to a field goal attempt.
3rd and 10 on the 19, and this is the side of the field there, where we have a bit of an obstructed view as the announce team.
Just a little bit.
Our position is on the Gannon 40 right now. Here is a roll to the right side. Kutztown with the pressure, and the ball is thrown away incomplete as Nodler could not find anyone open. Good defense there by the Golden Bears.
Yeah, good defense by the Golden Bears, without a doubt. Got Noddler on the run a little bit. That's one thing about him. He is a bigger guy and does throw the ball very well, but I'm not going to say he's the fastest guy in the world. But he was able to get rid of the ball and give themselves an opportunity at a field goal here to be about a 37-yard attempt from the left hash.
And this will be Karch Holland from the near hash. The wind appears to be blowing in his face. Here's the kick, end over end, and it splits the uprights. It is good. 3:07 to go, and Gannon has recaptured the lead. It is, well, is that correct there? 23.
No,
right?
it should be 23-21, yeah.
Gannon 23, Kutztown 21. We'll take a break. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
Plan your next overnight stay in the Kutztown area at the Hampton Inn Allentown. Located just 20 minutes east of Kutztown in Fogelsville, the Hampton Inn Allentown is the gateway to the KU campus. The Hampton Inn Allentown offers complimentary Wi-Fi and high-speed internet access and a free on-the-house hot breakfast. For reservations and information, call 610-391-1500 or visit HamptonInnAllentown.com. That's HamptonInnAllentown.com.
Back in Gannon, where the Golden Knights have put together the longest drive of the year against the KU defense, and finish it off with a 37-yard field goal into the wind. Gannon leading once again. The Golden Knights led 14-0. They've led 20-14, and now they lead 23-21 with 3:07 to go in the third quarter. And the wind is swirling down there, and Gannon will have to use a holder here for the kickoff. Kutztown has two men deep. James Waugh is back there, along with number 28 for the Golden Bears, who will bring it out and brings it up over the 20 to about the 23. That is Eric Sarankowski.
Yep, you see they were actually starting at about the 12-yard line to receive that kick. That wind really isn't affecting balls going in that direction. So like I said, whoever's got the fourth quarter, which Gannon will have the wind at their back, that could be an advantage for them if it gets down to a kick or something like that to win or tie or whatever it might come to.
We've seen KU fight back from a 14-point deficit, a 6-point deficit, and now it's a 2-point deficit. Barton hands it off. This is Scott trying the near side. No, it is not Scott. It is number 43. That is Terry Williams, who is spun down after a short gain of about 2 yards.
Very similar-looking players, and all we see is the 3.
That's all we see, yep.
So we get a little confused, but, yeah, nice hard run by Terry. Broke a couple tackles for a 2-yard gain.
2nd and 8. Barton will go with an empty backfield, working from the near hash, 4 receivers to the far side. Only 3 men up for Gannon. Barton will fire it out to Reed, complete on the far side, and Reed leaps one tackler, takes it up to the 31-yard line, and it's going to give the Golden Bears a 3rd and about 2.
Yeah, we've had a lot of these situations today, and I'm not sure how we've done with our third down conversion rate. I don't see it on the stats, but that is something that I don't know that's been tremendous for us today. That is usually a big indicator of success if you convert on those third downs.
4 receivers to the near side. Barton fires it out complete. Same play to Reed, just the opposite way. And this is going to be a battle for the first down marker. Let's see where they spot it.
According to looking at the side judges, it's definitely a first down. We've got up across the 34-yard line. First down, Golden Bears.
1:43 as they move the chains here in the third quarter. 23-21, Golden Knights. 1st and 10, Kutztown at its own 34, working from the near hash. Williams and Kelly to the near side. Fumble. Barton falls on it. He loses, 4 yards.
Well, it looked like the left guard was pulling. There might have been a little contact there because Chad came out from under center. The left guard was pulling. They may have bumped it. I couldn't quite tell, but unfortunately that does happen occasionally when you're pulling your offensive lineman. But Chad was right on top of it and stole our ball.
2nd and 13 from the 31. Slot to the far side. Williams lined up alongside Barton, who's back in the shotgun. Under a minute now to go in the third quarter. Barton looking near side. One-handed catch by Williams, who's pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Gain of a few.
Sorry, Matt. Didn't mean to.
Nice catch.
Nice catch. Nice one-handed catch by Kellen Williams. Puts us again in a third down situation. 3rd and 6, it looks like.
3rd and 6 from the 38. Double wing. Barton dropping back with time, now being pressured. Fires it complete over the middle to his running back, Williams, who scrambles to the 40, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the final seconds are ticking off the clock here in the third quarter. Unless KU stops it to punt with the win, which they probably will not do, that is going to do it for the third quarter of play. The only score, a 37-yard field goal by Gannon. And after 3 quarters of play, your score, Gannon University 23, Kutztown 21. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
For the crunchiest, tastiest pretzels you will ever experience, try Unique, the original split-open pretzel since 1921. While baking, Unique pretzels split open into deep cracks and crevices, giving them the most wonderful flavor you will ever taste. Family owned for 6 generations and shipped throughout the world from Reading, Unique's rich caramel color and crunchy texture will keep your hand reaching back into the bag for more. Unique, the official pretzel of Kutztown University Athletics. For more information, visit uniquesplits.com.
Back in Erie, Pennsylvania, Gannon University. Matt Santos along with Greg Bamberger, Pat Dietrich, our engineer, back in the studio. It's 23-21 Gannon, and the Golden Bears are getting set to punt it away into the wind. There's a high, wobbly punt by Deutsch, and it's a fair catch by Caliste at around the 30-yard line, so probably a good idea not to burn a timeout there because Deutsch did a decent job, Greg.
Yes, he did. Did a nice job, nice coverage down there that forced Caliste into a fair catch because he can be a dangerous open field runner, as we've already seen today. But now Gannon's got the wind at their back. Maybe they'll make change. Looked like they went a little bit more run game in the third quarter. Maybe, now that they've got the wind, are they going to open it up with some of those receivers on the outside? We'll have to see.
It seems like, and again, I don't have anything in front of me, but it seems like most of the scores have been with the wind to our right side. Here is a long pass by Nodler, and he was thinking what we were thinking, incomplete, looking again for Ham down the far sideline. He overthrew him.
Yeah, I can't tell off the top of my head. Well, all our points were scored in the second quarter, so without a doubt,
right.
I mean, all the Kutztown points were scored in our end zone to the right, which is with the wind. I believe as far as Gannon's concerned, the only points scored against the wind were their 6 points in the second quarter, and the missed extra point, and then
right.
3 points here in the third quarter. So of the 44 points scored, 9 have only gone the other way.
2nd and 10. Nodler completes it to Caliste on the near side. It's a foot race, midfield, 40, 30, 20, 10. He is in for the Gannon touchdown, 70 yards. He found a seam. He took it. It was a foot race.
Yep, it's that little pass to the edge that we've seen them running a lot. We also run it a lot, and as I said, he's a very dangerous open field runner and caught a nice pass in time from
that was Claude Law.
Oh, it was number 8. I'm sorry. Those two are very, very similar looking. Similar type of player. Just nice pass by Nodler, and nobody there to defend for KU, unfortunately.
He has some weapons. His quad law goes 70 yards. The extra point is up, and it's good. And now with 14:37 to go here in the fourth quarter, it is Gannon 30, Kutztown 21. You're listening to Kutztown University football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR.
Kutztown University football on KUR is brought to you by the KU Student Bookstore. Get your official KU gear at the new KU campus store online at www.kubstore.com. We are your source for everything KU. By the John Monahan Realtors Group of Kutztown, providing the best real estate services in the surrounding area. Make your move with Monahan. And by East Penn, the home of Deca Battery in Lyon Station. Passion for power, that's East Penn Manufacturing.
Well, just like that, Gannon explodes for a big score. Liam Nodler to quad law, 70 yards. Just a little dump pass, and here is a kickoff that goes out of the end zone, touchback. And we're seeing that wind play a major factor. So you would think the one thing here, Greg, is that the Golden Bears need to get it going offensively. They don't want to let the hole get too much deeper with only 14:37 to go and the wind as one of their opponents here.
Yeah, and that's probably a good reason. If you go all the way back to the coin toss, Gannon won the toss, and they deferred, knowing that they would probably have a chance to get that wind in the fourth quarter, knowing it would probably be a close game. But, yes, you are correct. We've got to get some kind of activity going offensively and try to at least get back on the board, even if it's just a field goal.
Three receivers stacked to the near side. 1st and 10 from the 25. Barton rolling, far side being pressured. He throws incomplete, intended for Williams, but it was too far out of bounds.
Yeah, they just tried a little play action off to the side, and now we're bringing two tight ends in, so I'm not sure if we're going to try to run the ball here. We don't run a lot of two tight end set. Let's just see what Coach Mangle's got up his sleeve to see if we can keep this drive going. Waugh, the sole setback, receiver split to the far side. It is Waugh on the carry, and he is stacked up immediately. Number 44 is there, Luke Ranke for Gannon. Yeah, you definitely feel the energy on the Gannon sideline right now. That big play by Law definitely got them charged up. Their fans are behind it pretty good, but we've seen the Golden Bears down 14 earlier, so it's not anything that's insurmountable.
3rd down and 11 from the Kutztown 24. 4 receivers to the near side. The Golden Bears moving from our right to our left here in the 4th. Barton back, scrambling to the far side, looking, throwing deep, looking for Hollander, leap ball, incomplete. He was in double coverage, and it was broken up by number 31 of Gannon. That's Mike Zanders. Yeah, again, you've seen it, and I mentioned it earlier, is that when we go to a no-back set, normally Gannon will go to 3 defensive linemen and drop 8. That's exactly what he did there. But, again, they're getting pressure on the quarterback. And it's disappointing when we can't keep 5 on 3 and we can't keep 3 of them out. So Chad had to run out of the pocket a little bit, had a chance to get it to Hollander, but just wasn't able to come up with the catch. Here is a high end-over-end punt. Kalist has to jump out of the way as it takes a Kutztown roll. Another good job by Deutsch, and it's down back at the 32-yard line. Yep, got to come up with a stop this time. Nice job by Andrew on the punt, especially punting into the wind. He was able to get him down there basically as far as he could. So defense needs a stop, and then offense has got to try to figure something out here in the last 13 minutes or so. Turnover would be very helpful here. 13:38 to go in the fourth quarter. It is Gannon 30, Kutztown 21. Kutztown led at the half 21-20. That is the wind that you're hearing in our crowd microphone. Here is a handoff. Jones finds a hole and a shoestring tackle at the 35 by English Pierre, or Jones might have gone all the way. Yeah, nice job
defending the run there by English, coming up and making that shoestring tackle to pull Jones down because there wasn't many people behind him on that.
They'll place it at the 37, so a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 from the Gannon 37-yard line. Nodler with a slot to the far side, working from the near hash. Here's a handoff. Jones again. He bounces out to the near side. A flag flies, and he's thrown out of bounds close to the first down marker.
In the area of holding, but we will see. That's normally what comes in from the outside. I haven't seen any preliminary indication yet, but two of the KU coaches are clapping their hands.
It is against Gannon.
Yep, it's against Gannon for sure. Holding.
Number 47. Penalty. Second down.
That may be Gannon's first penalty of the half. Has been a pretty well-played game from that standpoint. There's up to that point, there had only been 3 accepted penalties on either team. So from that standpoint, it's been well played. Players are getting it settled on the field.
A big improvement since Slippery Rock.
Just a little.
2nd down and 14. 2 receivers to the far side. Play action. Now they're going deep, one-on-one down the far side. Incomplete, and a flag flies. They're probably going to call pass interference on Lance Dean Jr.
It looks that way. Lance went over to make the play on Ham, and it didn't look like he really made a play on the ball. It looked like he made a play just on the player, but there may be 2 flags as I see some discussion back here with the officials. Okay, my mistake. It's interference on the Golden Bears.
The unfortunate thing there, Greg, is that Dean really did not have the pass was not going to be caught. It didn't look like it.
It didn't look like tremendously catchable, but Ham, it was close enough to where they have to call it, and he made no play on the ball. He just went and just hit the receiver, as the ball was getting to him. So it was the right call by the officials.
Coach Clemens showing a lot of animation down on the sideline. 1st and 10 from the 44. Flare out on the near side to Ham. He's spun down by English PA after a gain of 2.
Yeah, English, you've heard us call his name quite a bit today. I'm going to be interested to see what the tackle numbers are at the end of the day. And again, you don't want your defensive backs to be leading your team in tackles. However, in this day and age of passing offenses, DBs are making a lot of tackles because they have to. It's not like the old days of 3 yards in a cloud of dust that we like.
That's right. 2nd and 8 from the 46. Handoff up the middle, and Jones looks for a seam, takes it to midfield, and it's going to be 3rd down and about 4. A key 3rd down here for the KU defense.
Nice job by Gallagher and Brumfield to combine on that tackle to hold him to a 3rd and 4 situation. Big down for KU here.
3rd and 4 from midfield, 11:44 to go, the clock moving. Nadler changes the play. He has a double wing. Dropping back, fires it complete over the middle to Justin Calise. He has a 1st down and more as he takes it down to the Golden Bear 32.
It's just that little quick seam route right inside the defender. I mean, it's all about timing. Obviously, Nodler can see it because he's 6'7", and he's got those 2 bookend players in Law and Calise that we've confused a few times today, and they look almost exactly alike. And that was a nice play by Gannon to get the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the KU 32-yard line. Nodler working from the near hash, trips to the far side, fumble, the snap, and it's Nodler falling on it back at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, kind of not a very attractive shotgun snap by the center. The ball might have slipped out of his hand. You hadn't really seen anything like that out of their center, number 56. Actually, that's a new guy in there. Maybe they've had injury. He's not even on the 2 deep here. A large young man. Ben Balzer, 6'3", 350 pounds.
Wow.
This offensive center for Gannon.
Run behind him.
He looks every bit of it, too.
2nd and 16. Here is a run by Nodler around the right side, and he takes it down to the 30.
They must have had an injury, because you look at some of the Gannon players, the ones that have been out there, the maroon's a little darker because of their perspiration. Number 56 has not been perspiring as much, so he must have just come in.
39 from the 31, probably 2-down territory, although with the wind, a field goal gives you a 12-point lead.
It would be a lengthy one if they don't. It'd be a pretty healthy kick, even though they do have the wind at their back.
Trips to the far side, and Gannon has to take a timeout.
Yep.
So with 9:46 to go, Kutztown trailing 30-21. This becomes a big couple of plays here, Greg, because Kutztown already needs 2 scores, at least a touchdown and a field goal. If Gannon can get a field goal here, Kutztown's going to need 2 touchdowns. And if they can get in the end zone, they might just put Kutztown away here.
Well, if they get in the end zone, then they're going to be looking at a 16-point lead. Then you're looking at a 2-score game, but 2-point extra points, which are not as easy to come by as we think. Plus, as we said earlier, this is where all the scoring's been today. The wind has definitely been a little bit of a factor heading into it, because not a lot of scoring has happened heading in that direction. Unfortunately, that's the direction that Kutztown is heading right now. But again, I think ultimately they got to try to do what they can to get a stop here. If they don't gain many yards, then you're looking at a potential longer field goal attempt. But if they are able to get half of this, then you're probably looking at these guys going for it on 4th down to ultimately try to put Kutztown away, as you're saying, to continue the drive.
39 from the 31. Trips to the far side. One receiver to the near side. That's Ham. Jones is the sole setback. There's movement up front. I think that's going to be on Gannon.
Yeah, big offensive lineman, number 70. That is another large young man. Kelson Patterson, 6'6", 315 pounds. He spent some money at the tattoo parlor, too. You look at his arms there.
Yeah, he sure did.
And he's got a lot of money on those arms. Big arms.
3rd and 14. Trips to the far side. The receivers there in a stack. Law up front. Kalist and Brendan Klemensick a couple yards off the line of scrimmage. Ham to the near side. Here's a handoff. Jones. Oh, fumble. Kutztown picks it up. It's PA. PA has the ball at the 39. Kutztown ball, and the Golden Bears are back in business.
Not sure who knocked that out. I'm sorry to yell ball. It's just that reaction, Matt. I couldn't help it.
I thought that was on the field, Greg.
I think I was ready to dive out there and get it myself. I yell ball when I'm watching the Eagles game on Sunday afternoon. So that's just a natural reaction when the ball's on the ground. So turnover for KU, and here's the opportunity they've been waiting for. See if we can take advantage of it.
1st and 10 for the Golden Bears at their own 40. 9:39 to go. It is 30-21. Gannon, double wing. Barton working out of the shotgun. He drops back. He fires, completes it to Williams on the near sideline, out of bounds at the 46. That's a gain of 6.
Yeah, nice play. We're still getting too much pressure on the quarterback, though. Chad threw that and got hit right in the mouth by number 50, Trenton Donald. But that 3-man rush, we've got to try to just give Chad. If we can give Chad that time, then he can find these guys, even going into the wind. We've got to give him some help.
Trip to the far side on 2nd and 4, looking for the screen, incomplete, and probably a good thing because Gannon read it.
Yeah, well played there by the nose guard, Chris Walker. Again, they're just going that 3-man rush. They just came through scot-free, and Mr. Walker, number 94 there, did a nice job of reading it, and thankfully it was an incomplete pass.
6'3", 300 pounds goes Walker.
Is this 2-down territory here, Matt? What do you think?
It could be. 9:11 to go. Trips to the far side. Empty backfield. Barton fires it, completes it to Cody Reed. 1st down into Gannon territory, down at the 43-yard line.
And that's the kind of passes we're going to have to throw going into the wind. You know, you get them up, but you can't go long, so we're going to have to get away from that. But you think about our long touchdowns, one of them was on a little short pass. So we've got that ability to break it away if we can get some completions and give our guys some chances to run with the ball.
9 minutes to go. 1st and 10 from the 43. Double wing. Barton, play action, fires it to Hollander. Complete. Hollander down with a nice gain inside the 40 to the 35. We'll call it 8 yards. Injured receiver for the Golden Bears. That is Kellen Williams here on the near sideline, which is probably going to put Brett Fox into service, you have to think, even though Fox was banged up last couple weeks ago.
He's only played a couple of plays today, so I'm sure not sure if Brett is actually 100%, but he's definitely, somebody called a timeout, or is it just because of the injury? Because
I think it's an injury timeout.
It's injury, yeah. No one's called a timeout. Coach Brad Mangle out there, offensive coordinator, working with Chad. Done a nice job with this offense, Matt. He's brought in some things that he's done for years when he worked at other PSAC institutions, and I think we've seen every week a little bit more development in what we're trying to do offensively, because we got to keep in mind this quarterback's first year he started. Got some young receivers that have not had a lot of playing time, running backs, limited experience, so he's bringing these guys along, I think, pretty well.
Barton's 29 of 45 for 351 yards and 3 touchdowns. He only has 52 yards passing since halftime.
Yeah, that second half has not been an offensive juggernaut for the Golden Bears.
Here's Scott with a big seam, 20, 15, 10. Darryl Scott in for the Kutztown touchdown. How about that? What a seam.
Wow. Great job by the offensive line. That's just an inside zone play, and Darryl found the crease and hit it right up the middle, and they were chasing him into the end zone.
35 yards.
Again, need this extra point because we get to a chance to. I mean, if not, we have a chance to tie it if possible, but still a long way to go in the game.
Alec Rosenfeld in, 8:23 to go, trying to make it a 2-point ball game. Snap, the hold, the kick, it is up, and it is easily through. So 8:23 to go here in the fourth quarter. It is now a 2-point game as it's Gannon 30, Kutztown 28. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
Show your maroon and gold pride. Be sure to check out Kutztown Athletics apparel across various outlets in Lehigh and Berks counties. KU Golden Bears gear can now be purchased at Walmart in Temple and Boscov's in Berks County and the Lehigh Valley. Also, Kutztown gear is available at the official headquarters for KU Gear, the KU Student Bookstore located on the scenic KU campus. Make sure to stock up on your maroon and gold apparel this fall and be ready for the new year.
We've seen Darryl bust some runs in the past.
We absolutely have, and he busts one there, Greg, as we're back. 8:23 to go in the fourth quarter, live from Erie, Pennsylvania. The Golden Bears scrapping back several times in this one, now trailing by 2, 30-28, with plenty of time still left on the clock. A lot of ball left to be played here. And
I just got some update from our sports information specialist, as we'll call him, Mr. Brian Salvador. That's our first rush of the year, over 12 yards. So,
35 yards by Darryl Scott, and they were chipping their way down the field with the short passes, and Scott just busted one right down the seam. And here is one of those squib kicks by Deutsch that is going to be taken by Quad Law, who bounces off a tackler to the 35 and is spun down. So, again, maybe a good strategy there by the Golden Bears, not allowing a big return.
I think so. And the thing you've also seen this year out of the Golden Bears, and you've seen an indication here right now also, even though we are still down by 2, is the turnover battle. We've been fortunate. We haven't turned the ball over. They've turned it over 3 times.
Yep.
And as I mentioned earlier, you saw some looseness with the ball with their runners, and occasionally, and that's not good ball security, and that could come back and bite them in the butt.
1st and 10 at the Gannon 36. The Golden Knights with 464 yards of total offense. Here is a handoff. This is Jones with a seam. Jones breaks 1, 2 tackles, takes it up over midfield to the Kutztown 48-yard line.
Yeah, defense needs to come up with a good stop here. I mean, even if they at least hold them to a field goal attempt.
Right.
Then we're still only down by a touchdown. But at this point, if we can get a stop, then it's see what we can do to get down the field and possibly kick a field goal to, at that point, probably try to win the game.
1st and 10 at the KU 48-yard line. 7:53 and counting. The Golden Bears trailing 30-28. Slot to the far side, working from the near hash. Here's Jones bouncing to the outside. Jones puts his head down and barrels down to the 44-yard line of the Golden Bears, gain of 4.
I think you're going to see Gannon just try to line up and just mash us here and just see if they can just keep that clock running. And they are, as you can see, bigger than we are. Big, strong offensive line, and that's something that teams that have that kind of size will try to do. But you also see our guys trying to grab the ball, trying to see if we can knock one out. So maybe we can come up with another turnover.
2nd and 6 on the 44. Nodler throws it out complete on the far side for a first down. That's Caliste, who spun out of bounds finally at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, he was wide open on it. I'm not sure why. It's just a little crossing route, and nobody was really anywhere near him. So, again, defensively, we've got to try to get a stop here and get a ball back to our offense if we can.
1st and 10 at the KU 31. Trips to the near side. Ham split to the far side. Working from the far hash, moving left to right with the wind here in the fourth quarter are the Golden Knights. Nodler flares it out near side, and the receiver's hit. Was it complete or incomplete?
And they're calling it incomplete here, yeah. Which that's fortunate for Gannon, unfortunate for us. But again, you got some loose ball security. Ball's kind of flopping out there a little bit. And well defended that time by, was that English PA that came up, or Lance Steen? English PA. Well defended. He read it very well.
2nd down and 10. The ball at the 31-yard line of the Golden Bears. 6:45 to go. Trips to the near side. Ham to the far side. Jones the sole setback. He shifts. Here is Jones. Jones backs his way to the 26-yard line for a gain of 5. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 5.
This is huge. If they can get the stop here, if I'm Gannon, you've got to kick the field goal. That would force us to have to score a touchdown to win the game. So look for that little slant play here maybe, Matt. We've seen it 100 times tonight. They've had a lot of success with it. Hopefully we're prepared for it defensively.
2 receivers to either side. Jones the sole setback. Nodler back in the shotgun on 3rd and 5. The ball at the 26-yard line of the Golden Bears. Nodler pumps. He's looking. He's pressured, being chased, running to the near side. He's going to tuck it. He's going to run. He's chased out of bounds at the 20. First down. You're right, Greg.
Oh, man.
He just got it.
Just got the first down. Good pressure by the Golden Bears. I think they were trying to go with a little hitch and go, and it wasn't there for him. It was defended well by Kutztown, but then we just couldn't keep the quarterback in the pocket.
5:41 and counting. Kutztown desperately needing a stop here, trailing by 2, 30-28. The ball at the 20-yard line of the Golden Bears. Receivers stacked to either side. Jones, actually Nodler's working out of the pistol here with Jones directly behind him. Now shifts him. Hands it off. Jones with a big hole on the right side. Takes it down inside the 10.
Again, still have a chance to get a stop here. We've done it a number of times this year defensively. I'm sure they're going to try to get it to those big receivers on the outside, or one of those guys on a little bit of a slant law, or Caliste or Ham on the fade down here. Or they may just hand it to Jones again. Who knows? They've done a lot of different things. Very diverse offense.
Well, we got down to the 5 there. It's 1st and goal from the 5. Slot to the far side, working from the near hash.
Now up over 500 yards offense against us.
Nodler. He'll take it himself, and he dives forward, gets down to maybe the 3. We'll see where they spot it.
No, he's just at the 4, it looks like, Matt. Yeah, total offense, they're up at 523 yards. So it's, again, been a very entertaining game.
Clock is running down to 4:26. Kutztown desperately needing a stop, trailing by 2, 30-28. Second and goal from the 4. Slot to the far side. Nodler looks over to the Gannon sideline. Calls out the play. Gets back in the shotgun. Jones is behind him. He drops back, flares it out to Jones, and Jones walks into the end zone for a Gannon touchdown.
Yeah, that was a well-executed play by Gannon. They just ran a little slant with Ham on the receiver and just flared the back out there. The defender couldn't get out there to cover him in time. That's going to put us at a 9-point deficit, provided they make this extra point. Still not insurmountable.
A block would be nice here because it makes it an 8-point game, but let's see what happens. Here's the kick. It's up, and it's good. 4:03 to go, and it is a 9-point game. Gannon, 37. Kutztown, 28 with 4:03 to go. You're listening to Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR.
It's almost harvest time at the Pennsylvania German Cultural Heritage Center at KU, the hub of Pennsylvania German culture in the U.S. Don't miss Heimatfest, the fall harvest celebration on September 27th from 10 till 4. Enjoy folk life demonstrations, children's activities, crafts, and merchant booths, not to mention great Pennsylvania Dutch food, music, and more. Join us for a free day of family fun. For more information, call 610-683-1589 or visit kutztown.edu/PGCHC.
Well, we're back in Erie, Pennsylvania. Gannon now leading Kutztown 37-28. The Golden Bears had made it a close one on the last offensive series, closed it to 2 points, but Gannon has opened it back up to 9 points. 4:03 to go. Desperation time now for the Golden Bears. Kutztown does have all 3 of its timeouts. Here is a kick that's going to go through the end zone, and the Golden Bears will get it 1st and 10 at the 25. So Kutztown needing 2 scores, Greg. You got to get a field goal at least out of this drive and then think onside kick. The very least.
You got to get something. You have to have something. I mean, if you don't get anything out of this drive, then it's going to be very difficult to win this game. But you got the 3 timeouts. I mean, you've got that 4 minutes goes a long way with 3 timeouts if you need them. But we're going to have to open it up a little bit here just to get it into field goal range because we are going into the wind again.
You got to be thinking Anthony Kelly, I think.
Definitely want to go yard if you can.
Double wing, Barton back, looking with a lot of time, thrown deep down the near sideline. Leaping is Hollander, but it's over his head at midfield.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice play. Would have been about a 15, 20-yard game ball, just a little bit overthrown by Chad. But offensive line did a nice job giving them the time. Just the ball was just a little bit off.
Kellen Williams is back in the ball game now for Kutztown. Brett Fox checks in. 5 receivers, empty backfield for Chad Barton on 2nd and 10 from the KU 25. Trips to the far side. Barton back. A lot of time. Barton steps up. Barton rolling to the near side. Now he's going to run with it, and he's chased out of bounds. No one open.
No, and again, I mentioned it a few times today. They go to that no-back set, and they automatically go to a 3-man rush and cover an 8, and it's not as many holes back there when there's 8 defenders covering that space. And unfortunately, that with their 3-man rush, they have been able to get some pressure on us. Now, that wasn't the case there. I think that was more of a coverage situation, and Chad had to just get out of dodge.
3rd and 7 from the 28. 5 receivers, trips to the far side. Barton fires it complete to Williams, who drops it. Incomplete. He should have had that, and that would have been a 1st down. Now you've got a 4th down.
Looks like coach is going to punt. And then probably use the timeout game to see if we can get a stop. You don't want to turn the ball over right here.
No.
And it's definitely over. But here, if you can get it down there a little bit, use your timeouts to save some clock, get a stop, which I don't know how many 3 and outs we've been able to have on defense. Probably not a whole lot on either team today.
End-over-end punt by Deutsch. Caliste is just waving everyone off as it takes a KU roll and is down at the 30.
Yep, decent punt into the wind. We got a penalty here. Not sure what that is. Probably some extracurricular activity, I'm going to assume.
unless it gives KU a first down. If you're the Golden Bears, you decline it, but let's see here. Ooh, personal foul.
Oh. That's that bailout call where you call it on both people.
Well,
so number 3 for us, I think, well, whatever.
I want to get on my soapbox. Greg,
I'll get on mine.
You need a penalty box in football. When 2 guys do that, set them out for a series. What's the purpose?
10 on 10. 10 on 10. I mean,
there you go.
That is, I mean, somebody had to be at fault. You going to tell me both of them were? According to the guy in the white hat, that's exactly what he said. So,
nevertheless, it's 1st and 10, Gannon. There's 3:20 left. I think that's the big issue right now. You got the win, you got the clock, and you got a 9-point deficit if you're Kutztown. So you need something to happen. How about a turnover? And that's not going to happen here as Jones is pushed back after no gain.
Yeah, I think we're using one of our timeouts here. Nice job by the defense. Have a KU Golden Bear. Jake Wygant is coming up limping a little bit.
Golden Bears have already taken a timeout, I believe, although it's not been checked off on the clock yet.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, Kutztown did take a timeout, which is the right thing to do.
Well, just a reminder, fans, the Golden Bears are home next week for Family Day, the first ever night family game at University Field, soon to be renamed Andre Reed Stadium. University Field at Andre Reed Stadium. That will happen on homecoming on October 18th. But next week is Family Day at University Field, September 27th, the first official game of fall. The Cheney Wolves in town for a 6:05 p.m. kickoff. You can get your tickets at the gate next Saturday night. And that game will be, of course, televised by KU TV on the various cable outlets in the Lehigh Valley and Berks County, as well as WLVT PBS 39 out of the Lehigh Valley throughout southeast Pennsylvania. You can also watch it online worldwide on the internet. And we return to the radio broadcast booth in 2 weeks down at Millersville. We'll take the air at 3:50 as the Golden Bears take on the Marauders. Here we go, 2nd and 10 from the 30, 3:13 to go. Handoff, no, it's going to be a run around the near side by Nodler, and Nodler gets a nice gain. He's going to be a yard short of the first down as Kutztown takes another timeout, but frankly need a stop here on 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, we do, and that was a nice play by Gannon to just kind of keep the ball, run the ball, trying to protect it, make sure there's no turnover. And they're forcing us to use our timeout to give us any opportunity at all.
Gannon has done a nice job defensively for the most part in the second half, holding Kutztown's pass game to a minimal amount. Darryl Scott with the big play, the big run for a touchdown, the longest run of the year by a Golden Bear, 35 yards.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a tale of two halves offensively for both teams. I mean, until late, Gannon has scored 2 touchdowns in this quarter, but definitely wasn't the more of an, I don't say offensive showcase, but obviously that second quarter was pretty exciting after the Golden Bears got down 14-0 after the first quarter. It was not a great half offensively for Kutztown.
Here we go, 3rd down and 1 from the Gannon 39. They'll go with a slot to the far side, working from the near hash. Nodler out of the shotgun. Jones is sole setback. Here's Jones on the carry into the pile, and it's going to depend on the spot.
I don't know about that. Well,
that's close.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
The head lineman looks like he's right at the first down spot. Where they're spotting the ball looks like a first down.
It does. Looks that way.
Well,
there are some people voicing their disagreement with the spot, but everybody has their own opinion. But the guys in the stripes are the ones that make the call.
Gannon's head coach Brad Ryzicki indicated first down immediately, and it is a 1st and 10 inside 3 minutes and counting now. Lot to the far side. Gannon leading 37-28, barring a miracle here. The Kutztown desperately needing a turnover or something to go its way in the final few minutes. There's a handoff to Jones into the pile. He's stacked up and thrown back after a gain of 1.
Still have a timeout to use, but Coach is not using it yet. He's probably going to wait till after the second down play, which I'm sure is going to be a run. Pretty quick game, Matt. It's only 10 minutes to 3. It's less than 3 hours.
Well, we might have a chance to beat the Penn State traffic back. 2nd and 8 from the 42. Now 2 minutes. The clock's still ticking. The play clock is at 5. Nodler hands it off to Jones. Big seam as he takes it up close to midfield. He's at midfield. It's going to be third.
Third and about a half a yard. Yep.
See what they do here. They might just, if you're Gannon, just sneak it with Nodler. You could pretty much seal the game. 19 on the play clock, 1:20 on the game clock. Kutztown needing a stop here if they're to have any last gasp chance. Jones into the pile, first down, and that's pretty much going to do it as we're down inside 1 minute.
Right.
Gannon will just need to kneel it out at this point, but again, Greg, early on it looked like Gannon might run away with this thing. Kutztown fought back several times in this game, but just didn't have enough gas in the end.
No, I mean, offensively we struggled in the second half. Gannon did a nice job. Gannon's a big physical team. As I said, I had asked Coach earlier in the week what they look like. He said big, fast, and strong, and that's what they are. And they got some nice athletes. They're a big, strong offensive line, big, strong defensive line. I mean, they're going to have some success. What I've seen so far from the West, I don't see this as the 5th-ranked team and the other one the number 1-ranked team.
No, not at all.
So I think they're going to have some success in their division, and I think KU's also got some great weeks ahead of them here the next few weeks.
Yeah, Gannon kneels it out in the victory formation. That's pretty much going to do it, as they will not need to run another play. 18 seconds to go as the final seconds tick off and the teams go out to midfield to greet each other. And I totally agree with you, Greg. Of the 3 teams I've seen from the PSAC West, this team has some definite talent, especially, I thought, on the offensive side of the ball with those receivers. Brock Jones, the running back, and Nodler is just got a lot of poise back there in the pocket. He's got a good arm, and he's only a junior, so this could be a team to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they got some good days ahead of them. I think they've got some very nice athletes. Defensively, when they went to a 3-man rush, unfortunately for us, they were getting pressure on us, which, says a lot about their defensive line, the athletes they have, and I think that I agree with you. Of the 3 weeks and the 3 teams that we've seen, they are the best-looking bunch so far of the 3 weeks. I think KU still showed some signs of improvement. Obviously got a lot of things to work on, as all coaches will say, and I'm sure the Gannon coach, Coach Rizicki, thinks he's got a lot to work on too, even though he comes away with a victory today. So, and what I've seen from Coach Clements and his staff, they're going to take this, they're going to learn from it. We've got 2 games next week starting our Eastern Division, and hopefully we can turn it around and get ourselves to hopefully 2-1 after next week, and maybe 3-1 in the division after the following week. We'll have to see. Just take it one game at a time.
Yeah, some of the final numbers here. Gannon with 30 first downs to Kutztown 17 rush yards. Gannon 221 to 47 for the Golden Bears. Of course, we did talk about that big loss on the punt snap there. Pass yards, Kutztown 351 to 331 for Gannon. The Golden Knights finished with 552 total yards. So they did, as we said, offensively, they are impressive.
Yes.
Kutztown with 398 total yards. Penalties is a pretty clean game, 4 for 41 for Kutztown, 5 for 40 for Gannon. Turnovers favored the Golden Bears, and really are what kept Kutztown in this game, allowed them to come back a few times. 3 for Gannon, none for Kutztown. Individually, for the Golden Knights, Liam Nodler, 25 of 38 for 331 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. On the ground, Brock Jones, 34 carries, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nodler 9 for 38, and Papson 4 for 14. And receptions, Justin Caliste, 12 for 166 and a touchdown. Ham, 9 for 132 and a touchdown. And then Quad Law, 3 for 29. Although I thought Quad Law had that big touchdown reception, so I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Might have been the other one that we kept getting confused with.
Maybe so. For the Golden Bears, Barton, 29 of 47, 351 yards and 3 touchdowns. On the ground, Darryl Scott, 9 for 64 and a touchdown along with 35. James Waugh, 4 for 13. For the Golden Bears receiving, Nathan Hollander, 9 catches, 47 yards. Kellen Williams, 8 for 138, 2 touchdowns. Cody Reed, 6 for 40. Anthony Kelly, 3 for 91 and a touchdown. Williams, 2 for 20. And James Waugh, 1 for 15. You seen anything on your stats over there,
Well,
Greg?
I'm just looking at the drive chart just to kind of see how the second half differentiated from the first half. And, we touched the ball 5 times in the second half. They touched it 6 times. But the big, long drive by Gannon that started at the 11:05 mark of the third quarter. They held the ball for 18 minutes, had a 16-play, 57-yard drive that gave them that lead, that field goal, gave them the lead back. And all of a sudden we're sitting there. But, in our second half, we only ran, if this is correct, 21 plays in the second half. Looking at our drive chart here. 3 punts, a touchdown, and then we turned it over on downs after, again, we got that turnover. We had a great chance there in the beginning of the third quarter when we got the interception on their first drive. They gave it to us, and then we unfortunately went backwards. That was the game changer. And I think from there, when we went backwards, the very next drive, they took it for 8 minutes and kicked the field goal. So you look at those 2 drives early in the third quarter, I think that's where the game turned.
Yeah.
It's us not being able to take advantage of that turnover, and then them taking our lack of execution and going 8 minutes and right down the field, getting that leading field goal. And then I'm not saying that the game was over by any means, because it wasn't, but then they were able to sustain a few other drives. They had a big play, two plays for 70 yards for a touchdown, the one that went right in front of us here. With, I believe it was Caliste that split it, or was it Law? I don't know which one. One of those 2.
Yeah.
One of those 2. And then they had another touchdown late in the game. So I think if you can get it down to the finer points, those 2 drives were really a big indicator of the result. And as I said when we started the second half broadcast, that's where games are won and lost, is the beginning of the third quarter, and Gannon was able to execute where we weren't. So,
yeah, it was definitely a game of many different stories as we went throughout. It says here Liam Nadler pass complete to Justin Caliste for 70 yards. So it was Caliste. So we had it right the first time, Greg.
Okay.
So, that's when you don't have instant replay. It's tough. But nonetheless, I think that from the good things you take away from this is, again, Kutztown down 14-0, clawed back, had the lead at one point in this game on the road against what we think is a very talented team. It'll be interesting though. They're 3-0. Is Gannon now 2-0 in the PSAC? Kutztown falls to 1-2, 1-1 in the PSAC with Cheney on the docket. But again, Gannon goes to Clarion next week and then starts getting tested a little bit there with Slippery Rock and crosstown rival Mercyhurst.
Sure.
But I'll be interested to see how this team goes.
I'm going to really definitely want to pay attention to how they do from this point out. At Clarion, who knows what's going to happen there. At Slippery Rock would be a good indicator of, where. But that's the 5th week of the season. Everybody either gets a little bit worse or a little bit better every week. You never stay the same. And I think even though the score didn't come out the way it was, I'm sure there's some things that the coaches are going to take out of this that we did better than we did last week. And I'm sure the same thing on the Gannon side. They're always going to evaluate that and try to do what we did well and keep doing it, and what we did poorly, try not to keep doing that anymore. So, we've got a chance the next couple of weeks. Again, as you've mentioned a couple of times, Family Day coming up next weekend. 6:05 kickoff, first time we've ever done that. Give it a shot. Hopefully we can get a nice crowd there for our first Eastern Division opener against Cheney, and get things heading right back down the correct route here.
Yeah, and you don't want to jinx it, but you have two teams coming up that you've pretty much dominated in recent years, Greg. And so I think coming off this loss, of course, Coach Clements will want to really get them kind of focused on Cheney. Cheney is a team that Kutztown has not lost to since 1993, but that's always scary because you don't want to get that in the players' heads and think that, all right, it's going to be a walkthrough, because Cheney's given us some fits over those 20-plus years. And then Millersville has a new coach, a new system, and that'll be on the road down there. And I think that's a big game for them, one of their special days. So although you got a chance and should be favored in the next two games, you got to go out there and play.
Absolutely. Those are two games that we, on paper, you think, okay, these are two that we can get, which, again, if that happens, then we're sitting here at 3-1 in the PSAC. And, again, I don't want to jinx anything, but and then it gets a little bit tougher when Westchester and Bloomsburg come to town.
A big Thursday night game and a big homecoming game. So, anyway, a good game here today. Both teams giving it their all. Kutztown falling by a score of 37-28. Just a reminder, fans, the Golden Bears return home next Saturday night, a 6:05 p.m. kickoff against Cheney for Family Day. You can catch that game on the KU TV outlets. So check KUBears.com for all the details on where you can watch that game. And then we're back on the air in 2 weeks with the next radio broadcast down at Millersville. Airtime is 3:50. So for my partner today, Greg Bamberger. Greg, a lot of fun.
Oh, enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
thanks for having me.
Thank you, and Pat Dietrich back in the studio. I'm Matt Santos. Your final score from Erie, Pennsylvania, it was Gannon 37, Kutztown 28. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks. This has been Golden Bears football on Kutztown University Radio, KUR. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you for listening to this presentation of Kutztown University Golden Bear football on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. Today's game was brought to you by Kutztown University Radio and the corporate partners of Kutztown University Athletics. For more information, visit the KUR website at kutztown.edu/KUR and the KU Athletics website at kubears.com. Kutztown University football on KU.